오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 오빤 스타 많은 사람이 붙잡아 걷죠 like that 시간이 지난 노래나 멈춰 like that 사람들이 알아보게 되나 like that 내가 바라보고 바래왔던 사람들은 모두 다 ready set go get it
Spacey 56 nice, Spacey 56 nice, Spacey 56 nice.
My stones! We have a new record!
Torak wink, Torak wink, Torak wink, Torak wink, happy 9th to FB. I still remember playing the Sage 2012 demo. My back hurts.
Oh my gosh, 2012, that was so long ago. Thank you so much for the subby though. Thank you everybody, thank you. Oh, things are happening, everything happens so much. Welcome everybody. Hi. It's so wonderful to see you all today. It is not technically the anniversary, it's tomorrow, but I'm gonna spend 2 days in a row playing both Freedom Planet games.
My stones! We have a new record!
Bats. How's that? Thank you for that, Pats too. So nice. So yes, welcome everyone. I'm Spacey Batotelli. I'm a Gadgeteer Bat and a game developer. I am the producer of the Freedom Planet series. And our game is 9 years old tomorrow. Oh my gosh. You were graduating from high school in 2012. I've said this in a previous stream, but I am very like caught off guard, but also like pleasantly surprised that like, because you think about it, and the time between Freedom Planet 1 releasing and Freedom Planet 2 releasing is enough for someone who is in high school when the first game released to have like finished high school and college, or like someone who is in middle school when the first game came out to have graduated from high school. Oh my gosh, where does the time go? This is why I want to learn how to make smaller games. That is true, Lancelot. Our kingdoms are in danger, and to save them and Planet Avalis, we must recover the Kingdom Stone before Lord Brevin can use it for evil. It is our mission. Yeah, party! Happy 9th anniversary for FE1. Wow. Oh, 2012 was cool for you? You won a one-day badge to San Diego Comic-Con? Oh, I've never been to San Diego Comic-Con. I have a tough time in like really huge crowds. So you would think I wouldn't be able to handle conventions. But every convention that I've gone to has been to exhibit. So it's not quite as bad when I'm sitting in the same spot all day. But occasionally I'll go wander out on the showroom floor. But yeah, that especially like the more popular like conventions are like quite difficult to navigate through. But I'd love to go sometime, just as a guest. May the winds of time carry you for eternity. Thank you, Harmony. Yeah, happy 9th. And in prior years, I didn't even celebrate the anniversary, but I figured I'd change that today. Why not? You got into Freedom Planet in 2021. It was awesome. Awesome. New person. That's another cool thing too, is that like I'm still seeing people who have just recently played the game. Either this game or the sequel. I can't wait for the sequel to come out on consoles too. I have a feeling our publisher is going to put in a lot more legwork this time to advertise, so hopefully we'll be able to spread the word together. Oh, you discovered FP through Mega G Wolf's coverage? Yeah, Mega G Wolf, he's such a cool dude. Oh my gosh, we've been friends for a long time, and it's cool to see him like streaming as well. But yeah, he gave us some much needed coverage back in the early days. Freedom Planet is kind of your baby. Yeah, it kind of is.
What the dog doing?
What's your dog doing? Both dogs are in the office right now. They're sleeping on the floor. My neighbor was over earlier, and she brought her Brittany Spaniel. So we had 3 Spaniels in the house. You discovered the game through Some Call Me Johnny? Yeah, that was one of the more recent high-profile reviews. I'm really thankful for Johnny's coverage. Well, at least for the sequel. The sequel was the recent one, but I think he covered the first game like a year after it came out. Will FE2 ever get a physical release? I want a physical release really badly. My idea is that for Freedom Planet 2's physical release, we could do like a double set, include both games. So that way people who couldn't get the limited run release of the original would still have an avenue to get the game physically. You got Freedom Planet when it was new, and went, man, this game is cool, can't wait to finish it. And then FP2 came out and you were like, oh, I should finish. Yeah. Yeah, that is the thing that a lot of people do. They kind of like keep games in their libraries until like a sequel comes out, and then they play through the whole thing. Cute. Ooh, Furaku ooh. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh yeah, I forgot Freedom Planet 1 does have a back before breakfast achievement for beating it in 90 minutes. I originally wanted one for the sequel too, but the sequel ended up being like twice as long, so that would not be feasible. First experience from Freedom Planet 1 on normal was super rough. Died way too many times. Yeah, the bosses can be pretty tough. So we did add like those 2 extra difficulty levels too. Johnny did a video on Freedom Planet 1 in 2014. Okay, yeah, that's the year that we came out. We re-released it July 21st, 2014. Oh my gosh. You're hearing Spacey under the ads? What? I didn't know that was a thing, that my audio could like leak through advertisements. Yeah, so I have no idea how this is gonna go. I'm probably gonna be very rusty because I have not actually played this game in like 7 years. But like, I just wanted to move on. I was so focused on the sequel. And also because the sequel, like one of our focuses on the sequel was to like fix and improve some of the more like basically polish the rough edges of Freedom Planet 1. So going back to it already was kind of difficult, but also I still remember like how hard I crunched in those last few weeks, and like I was worried that maybe like playing it again would bring back bad memories, but I think it'll be fine. Sir, unlikely. Welcome. That's. Oh, it could be a Twitch mobile thing. Yeah, that's a possibility. Puppy, hi Paige. What you want? What do you want? Oh, pretty girl. Hi. Oh, yeah. She's kind of like wandering around like Sammy because Mama Spacey's actually home today and
What the dog doing?
doing like house chores. So every now and then like a door will open and they'll just follow Mama Spacey around. Any rough Jeff you one had was kind of like the one seen in 60-bit and 32-bit games. Yeah, I think so too. The only real bad thing about both games is that Mr. Stumpy isn't playable. That is also true. Yeah, I remember when we were throwing that tagline around a lot in the early years. Like, the tagline was basically like, what if Treasure made a Sonic game? And then after E. Yeah, for those who are new, I can make the face that Lilac makes, like the meme face. Not my model. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, right. After the sequel came out, I heard someone describe Freedom Planet 2 as if, what if Galaxy Trail made Freedom Planet 2? And that stuck with me. Alright, well, let me take Sippy, and then I'll hop right over. Good stuff. Alright, hopefully this will work. Oh, Sir Unlikely, thank you so much for following. Thank you. Oh, and welcome, Ruby. 9 years of peak. Yes! Alright, going to the game screen now. Haha, okay. Let me see if this will launch. I really just installed it a few minutes ago. Oh no, the screen's small. The screen's so small! Oh my gosh. I still can't believe how hard we went with that theme song. Woofle and I. Well, I can't believe it. We're just that good. Okay, that's better. That's better. Is there a way to replay the intro without restarting the game? Perchance. Okay, there we go. Ah! I knew it. The classic Click Team Fusion press F2 to restart trick. Might as well play the intro cutscene. I also want to run a poll to see if we want to play story mode or classic mode. Because the cutscenes add like... Oh, how's it volume, by the way? It's a massacre! I'm gonna turn that down. My turn.
How did this happen? Our walls are
How's that?
impenetrable.
Your floor is it? I still love that line.
Death is what you seek, and I will gladly provide it.
There's no reason to be hostile, Your Majesty. In fact, you should be proud. Your son is moments away from inheriting the throne.
Dale! I tried, Father. What do you want with us?
How shall I explain this? I'm gifting your son with my knowledge. It will make him the most powerful ruler your world has ever known. And he will answer to no one but me.
No!
Prepare the Snatcher.
Ooh.
crisis has befallen our world. For
Oh, no.
centuries we have depended on the Kingdom Stone.
Oh no!
But its strength is fading. It cannot keep up with our growing demand for energy. The Prince of Shriegon, poisoned with madness over the death of his father, has bred machines across the land to steal energy from other kingdoms. Tensions are growing, and I fear that war may be inevitable.
Okay, so that's the intro to our game. Our cutesy little game. Yeah, I think, what?
Subscribing to celebrate this very special game.
Tiffy!
FP1 was the first indie game I fell in love with, and motivated me to try more creative pursuits in my life. Thank you so much, Spacey and Galaxy.
Thank you so much,
Dream.
Tiffy. Thank you for the 3 months. I'm so glad to hear that this game has inspired other people to create. And that's just what I love about game development in general. It's just like one of those things that it kind of like inspires the more you share it. Oh, Princess Amoyed, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. But yeah, my thinking with the intro cutscene was that that I would make it like one of the darkest cutscenes in the game, just so that people would know what to expect and not be surprised later. But of course, given the reaction to a certain other scene, I'm not entirely sure if it worked the way I intended. But yeah, very strong intro, and it really introduces like Lord Brevin as like a major threat. Am I gonna play the outtakes? Okay, how do you do that? You hold special and then and down, or do you hold down and press special? Yeah, I love this menu music too. Okay, down the special. Okay, look at that. My followers are the one teaching me how to play my own game. Oh yeah, Steam Cloud. So I still have my save file from 7 years ago. Okay, I'll just start file 3. Okay, so according to the results of the poll, y'all want me to play adventure mode. Okay, I'll see if I can get through it all in like 4 hours. Because I typically wrap up streaming around 5 so I can feed my puppies and myself. It was Thor, yes, let's go. Okay. Adventure. And since I unlocked Mila, the intro cutscene plays out a bit differently. If I had not unlocked Mila, then it would just play the intro up to the point where Lilac and Carol split up, and then you pick your character right there. But, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go Lilac, she's top tier. Mechanically, of course. Like, the game was, like, first and foremost made with Lilac in mind. It's a spaceship. No! She's like, no! 3 days later, in a valley to the east. Yeah, the spaceship is like a rotoscope 3D model, whereas like the helicopters are just pixel art.
Where are you going? I have to make sure they're okay. Can't you be Little Miss Hero Pants some other time?
Okay, Easter egg coming. I think. Oh, how do I press special?
Not a chance!
No! I pressed the wrong button. Oh well.
Fine, I'll go by myself. Eee.
What button's marked the special? I think it's circle, actually. Okay, so this is Freedom Planet 1. As you can see, it's quite inspired by, like, Sonic games, and but with more of a focus on combat. So you actually have to punch and kick enemies, and you don't get collision damage from enemies unless they have, like, spikes or fire or whatever. So you don't have to worry quite as much about, like, going at high speed and then suddenly getting blindsided by stuff. My special button is not mapped to anything, it looks like. I might have to back out real quick then. special, I'll just put it to circle. Ah. Okay, well I have another chance to get the blooper. It was probably mapped to left trigger? Oh, right.
I have to make sure they're okay. Can't you be Little Miss Hero Pants some other time? Carol, you stupid furball, go take your flea bath some other time. I gotta go check on those civilians, because we won't be able to get through the plot if I don't.
I love how much fun Dawn had recording those, like... Well, she didn't intentionally record the bloopers. But, like, we were just having fun during a recording session, and, you know, I figured I'd throw some of those in. I think I still know where to go in most cases. Okay, that is a gas canister. Only Carol can use that. Now, this stage was actually redesigned twice. Mainly in the first section rather than the second section. Because, like, looking back on it, I definitely, like, agree with the sentiment that you should always design your first level as one of the last levels that you make. Because by that point, you'll know what the game plays like. Because, like, you might tweak your character's abilities as you're building the game. And, by the time it's done, the first level that you made might not reflect what you can actually do. Plus, like, the increase in, like, level design skill as the game progresses. So, yeah, the first, like, this first section in the outdoor area, well, I should say in the higher up area, went through a few iterations. But one of the things that did not change is this mini-boss. It kind of teaches you to kind of, like, pay attention to what enemies are doing. Like, a very simple attack. It's very well telegraphed, but it teaches you that you need to pay attention and back off when you see an attack coming. Yeah, even in the very earliest build that I showed off, it was still in pretty good shape. But as time went on, and our team grew, we got some very talented pixel artists who helped polish things up. And gosh, compared to the sequel, Lilac is very happy-go-lucky in this game. Like, in the sequel, she mellows out quite a bit because of her experiences in this one. But it's kind of neat seeing her, like more hyper. Cyclone! Oh yes, if you hold up and you press attack, you can do a rising slash. You have to be on the ground to use it in this game, though. And also, you can do a ground cyclone, if I'm not mistaken, if you hold down and press... yeah. But the main bread and butter of Lilac's toolkit is the Dragon Boost, which also gives her invincibility, so it's very handy. Fireball's so wiggly. I don't remember the fireball being that wiggly. It looks good though. Okay, destroy the sections and then you can damage the head. Very simple first boss. And this track was actually a 3-person effort between Woofle, myself, and Blue Warrior. Who is most known in the Sonic Roll Blast 2 community. He helped with this track and also with Relic Maze 1. Very nice fellow. I hope he's doing okay. But yeah, this is a lower at ground level than Dragon Valley 1. And of course, it's themed around water. Kind of teaches you how to use water, how to push stuff. Wait, how to use water? What am I saying? How to swim in water. And well, something different from Sonic that I think is less frustrating is that you just have those bubble zones, and you overlap them, and then you get your air back, rather than having to wait for a bubble to emerge. And I thought about bringing those back in the sequel, but I don't think there were any water sections that were long enough to warrant them. And by the time that there was in that game, I had a different mechanic that restored your oxygen. Oh, this is such a good track. There you go. I remember a few people getting hung up on this part. They weren't sure how to pass over the log. So that was a part that kind of like got fine-tuned as the game went on as well. Okay, I'm going the wrong way. This way. I still love the Yaz in the background. Those were Dawns. And I kind of like pitched them up and made them sound like a chorus. And there is a track in the second game that also uses them. Oh, I remember being very proud of the way that I animated this fellow. Like, cause like Click Team Fusion does not have like special animators the way that like Unity or Godot have. That was animated purely by mathematics. I had to do some like trickery with like layered trigonometry equations in order to pull it off. But nowadays I would just use like an animation player. Cyclone! And this is an example of how this game is just chock full of these little gimmicks that are completely unique to a specific section of a specific stage, and then they're never seen again. I kind of dialed that down a bit with the sequel and like actually made like repeated use of things at different situations. But like this game, I put like literally everything I had in it because I felt like it was my chance to kind of actually do what I love for a living. It was my chance to make it big. And I'm glad I took that chance because I met so many wonderful people on our team. And of course I met all of you. I feel like I still got it. I still got it. You can break the bigger ones to spawn life petals if you need them. Yeah, I would wager that this is probably the easiest boss in the entire series. I think Proto-Pincer in Freedom Planet 2 is just a little bit tougher because of how fast it bounces around during its final phase. But yeah! First stage! Let's go! Easy.
How many chasers are left?
Meanwhile, two people we've never seen before.
You didn't say please. Don't play games with me, duckling. Tell me. Fine, be that way. Where's that blasted snake mount?
There it is.
I guess we'll have to do this the hard way. I can do this all day.
Yeah, when you introduce a character, you definitely want to show what they're all about right away.
Stay back!
Oh no! The Duckman comes with me!
I'm not gonna let you eat him!
What the?
What?
Too easy.
Hello, Samuel. Sama. What you barking at?
Thank you, Miss,
Lilac.
Miss Lilac.
What the dog doing?
Okay? I saw a huge explosion back there. You've been following me this whole time, haven't you? Duh.
I take it you know this guy.
Girl.
This girl.
I think if I were to redo this part,
What the
I
dog
would
doing?
make it a matter of species rather than gender. So he'd be like, I take it you know this lizard? I'm a cat. This cat?
She's like my tail. Always right behind me.
I think that makes more sense to be confused about, like, because he's an alien. Spoilers, but he would still be trying to wrap his head around what the species are on this planet, which is why he decided to be a turtle/duck, because he doesn't know if that's something that exists in Atlas.
Well, I'm Torque. I'm a shell duck.
Shell duck?
It's more of a nickname. I'm not exactly from around here.
So what are you doing?
Alex,
This guy's
other Alex, do not tell me what to play. Excuse you. I'll play Spark the Electric Jester when I feel like playing Spark the Electric Jester. I do want to play Spark the Electric Jester though, because I've heard very good things about that series, and I haven't actually played the games, but I've seen like lots of gameplay footage. It looks like so much fun.
Someone is about to steal the Kingdom Stone.
Especially the most recent one, Spark 3. I like how that takes like after Mario kind of with the collectibles.
The Kingdom Stone. That's impossible. Yeah, only I could steal it. You wish.
Well, it's already happening. Marizawa's sending troops in disguise to the ancient temple. I have to warn them.
Carol and I are pretty fast. We could run right there. I'm sorry.
That's another outtake. Oh my gosh, I miss these kind of outtakes. Even though I would like prefer not to have them, because that means that like everything went smoothly. But you know, I have fun squeezing them in when I can.
Carol and I are pretty fast. We could run.
I like how she just teleports back there after it.
Seriously?
Yup, I've got a motorcycle and she's a dragon. They're like super fast. Turn straight.
Well, it's worth a shot. Hurry over there before it's too late.
What about you?
I'll catch up with you as soon as I find all my stuff.
Right. Come on, Carol.
Lilac is so full of happiness and promise here.
General Gong.
You two again?
It's nice to see you too. We have to talk to you. The Kingdom Stone is in danger.
Don't be ridiculous. Nothing gets past my nose.
Yeah, of course, Gong is voiced by the same voice actor who voices Serpentine, Jason Lord. For Gong, he went into his absolute lowest register, and for Serpentine, he went into his absolute highest. We toned that down for the sequel because it kind of like hurt his throat after a while. So I think they still sound really good in the sequel.
Will you just listen for a minute?
Like they sound absolutely amazing in the sequel. Oh my gosh!
What is the meaning of this?
And there's Ashlyn.
No disrespect. We're just trying to. What the general said. There's nothing to worry about. But don't make me repeat
The double
myself.
butt.
Well, they sound like they know what they're doing. Why don't we just charge up and go home, huh? What do you say?
I don't know. I feel like they're hiding something from us.
Oh yeah, and Nira looks quite a bit different in this game compared to the sequel too.
It's an ambush!
It's an ambush! I really wanted them to like drop off troops here and like actually fight Nira and Gong, but that would have required me to not only make animations for the troops attacking, but for Gong and Nira fighting. So I just settled for the train like ramming through the structure with like smoke particles.
Follow me.
Ta-da! push that down. Snails! I remember being very proud of this background because I drew it myself. I think up to that point it had been the most detailed sky background that I ever made completely by hand without using references. Break the pot. And this trail of gems there, it serves as kind of a hint that, maybe if I'm Lilac I should use a dragon boost to get up there. Oopsie. It's very easy to like go off course when you don't mean to. So you have to position yourself carefully before you dragon boost. Dragon boost responsibly, ladies and gentlemen. I remember being proud of the light effect here too, because it's just a simple additive blending texture. But it adds a lot to the atmosphere. Oh, anything here? Yeah, secret compartment. Haha. I like adding secret areas in my levels. I love Dawn's wail in this song too. Yeah, we recorded that along with Lilac's voices. Nothing there that we can get to yet. Oh, thank you, Anne, for head pats. So nice. Yeah, this scrolling bar here is another gimmick that does not appear anywhere else in the game. Oh, is this a secret? Oh, cool. I got the Tallow Stone. So that's kind of a token that brings you to a bonus stage at the end of the stage. Oh, gotta wait for it to recharge. So there's two ways to beat this boss. You can do it through raw damage, or you can go up here and carefully time dropping the stone on its head for a one-hit kill. This stage is where my love of making bosses first started to shine, to really shine.
We have a new record!
Because in each of these optional side paths, well, in each act of this stage, I should say, there's a mini-boss. Where sometimes, like, acts only have one boss. But there's the golem there, there's the truck boss coming up right now, and then the ostrich mini-boss in the underground area, and then, of course, the main boss. Like, for this game specifically, it was my goal to make every boss feel like a final boss compared to the boss that came before it. So that's why things escalate to a really intense degree later on. must admit, I kind of miss when I didn't really put much thought into the designs of the bosses, like visually. Like for this boss, I was like, okay, claw, that's it. But nowadays, I try to make like each boss feel like look like kind of a character in its own right. It's kind of something that I learned by working with Tyson Tan on the bosses in the sequel. Ah, thank you for that, Pats. So nice. Alright. So there's a little alcove up here. And normally this is where Mila enters the stage. But you can just get up there as Lilac if you want. There's nothing up there though. So this feels like a completely different stage compared to Act 1. Like at one point I thought maybe it would have been better if we had split the acts of each individual stage in this game into their own stages. But we decided to wait until Freedom Planet 2 to kind of like go that route. Like you might notice in Freedom Planet 2 there's like the stages aren't like cleanly split into two halves the way that they are in Freedom Planet 1. I think the advantage of having like the smaller stages like that would be that you have more of an opportunity to save or take breaks. So that's something I want to experiment with in the future for future projects. This might be the only time there's a soft transition between two parts of a stage. Yeah, this is definitely one of the softest. So you have two options for where you can go from here. You can go right, or you can follow the big guy and go down here. And you can defeat him if you want, and you get a bunch of crystals for doing so. Very handy for racking up lives. For these to go down, I'm quite proud of that part specifically. It's like a very complicated loop structure. Like you go through half the loop, then you wait for the drill to destroy the other half, so you can go into it that way. I thought it was a nice twist on what you usually find in games like this. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, Siffy. Like, there's a certain weirdness to FP1's design that gives it a certain charm even today. Whereas in the sequel, like we were definitely like a lot more polished. And there's like certain things in the sequel that we wouldn't really do. Whereas in FP1, I was like, okay, we're experimenting. I might as well try it. If you hadn't destroyed that boss, it would chase you here and then destroy this wall. Like that big spiky guy. FP1 is a smart kid, FP2 is a smart kid with a master's degree. That's a cool way of putting it. Okay, push button. Go here. And this part I was kind of experimenting with a more exploratory, but also you can sit on the benches. I was experimenting more with like an exploration-based stage. Make it kind of a dungeon. And in the sequel, that's kind of an example of something where in the sequel we did something more experimental, whereas in FP1 it was more safe, and that is where like we had the dungeon level, which was Ancestral Forge, but here it's Relic Maze. But Ancestral Forge is basically like this stage but stronger. Ah! No. Okay, I'm good. Good thing those don't do a lot of damage. Okay, this way. Approximately how much of the game was made by me? I'd say like I'd say like 70-75%. The vast majority of like the base of the pixel art, I had people come in and like polish and refine my pixel art for most of it. Oh, also for this boss, you can just sit on his back, and then it will attack itself, and you can destroy it that way.
Hit me if you can.
Haha! And I also did the first draft of most of the music. I did level design for the majority of the stages. And I programmed all the cutscenes, which, fun fact, I programmed pretty much every cutscene in the final, like, 4 weeks of development. And that literally almost killed me, so I would not recommend that. Also, I wrote the story and the dialogue, which I probably should have gotten help with that, but whatever. Alright, boss time! Who is that? Oh, Spade.
Hey!
That's your name.
What do you think you're doing? That's the Kingdom Stone!
So? I needed to find my father's killer. Not like a couple traitors like yourselves would care.
Ow, the edge. Ow.
Rather be called a traitor than a murderer. Scarves left us no choice.
And you've left me no choice.
I love the voice. This is quintessential Sean Chiplock.
Wanna fight? Come and get it.
I'd love to stay and dance, but Mayor Zhao's got a tight schedule.
Yeah, that's the most Sean Chiplock that Sean Chiplock has ever been. That and a few other characters I can remember.
Besides, if something else is guarding this thing, I'd hate to be around when it wakes up.
You're insane, you know that? You're never gonna get away with it.
We'll see about that.
We'll see about that.
He'll never make it out. But we should. Come on!
Alright, let's make it out. Oh, just kidding, there's a boss. So this was one of the bosses where I was like, okay, this needs to feel like what a final boss would feel like in most other games like this. And fun fact, at the beginning of each phase of this boss, where you destroy its arms and then hit its head, the health of its arms increases a little bit to make it a little bit, last a little bit longer. See there, I couldn't even break one arm in time. It's because its HP increases a little bit. I think that's a nice way to ease people into how to actually attack the boss, because they're still, like, learning the fight. So I think I would definitely recommend, if your boss is comprised of phases, that you make the first one, like, easier. And of course, this game does not have health bars for the bosses, so I tried to indicate how much health they have through other means, which in this case, it's the eyes that are the giveaway. Okay, I need healing. Thank you. Let's go! Huzzah!
Woohoo! That's how it's done.
That's how it's done. Oh, thank you for hydrate. I'll take sippy. Yeah, bonus stage. So for this, those colored orbs that you collect in the stages, they are currency for this game. You just roll a dice and you get a random power-up. I got 3 1-ups. Huzzah! and a lightning shield. So I'll start the next stage with a metal shield.
Success!
Oh, NS Man, welcome, welcome. You love this game? Thank you. I am the producer, and we're celebrating the 9th anniversary today. Oh, I got an achievement that I didn't have before. Dragon Boost finish.
Carol!
Ah, Fluffy Tutu. Thank you for the follow. I should say Fluffy Fufu. Thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Also, Wood Jump.
Love this game. Frito Planet.
Frito Planet. Thank you for the 4 months. Oh my gosh, thank you for your support.
Carol!
Carol! Oh, NS Man, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What?
I'm over here!
Your ear.
It's just a scratch. I'm fine.
Excuse me? Does something happen when you wait too long?
Well, we better find Torque and get home so I can patch it up.
Well, this stinks. How are we gonna get more money?
We'll think of something. What I really want to know is why Spade is working for Mayor Zhao.
Buttloads of cash?
Buttloads of cash.
Well, Zhao might know something about the assassination, but that still doesn't explain what he needs the stone for. I have a bad feeling about all this.
Bad feeling about all this.
What?
Someone's following us.
What do you mean?
Yeah!
New character.
Wait. Someone with a shield pulled me out of the cave. It must have been her. Sorry about bouncing on you. Hello? I'm sorry?
Don't be scared. I promise we'll keep you safe.
What the dog doing?
Yeah, this was before Mila got her fighting spirit.
Are you a dragon?
Yeah.
Can I touch your hair?
Huh?
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, it's okay. I was just surprised as
Puppy.
Go ahead. I won't hurt you.
Yeah, Mila is a good example of be careful who you call ugly in high school.
Yeah.
The Freedom Planet 2 Mila specifically.
Maybe we can be friends.
Sure.
I'm Mila. What's your name?
Lilac.
That's a pretty name.
Thanks. This is my friend Carol.
Hi. So, thanks for saving me back there. But what are you doing all the way out here? I was playing over here, and then those people came. They're not very nice, I'll say.
You know what? You can come to our secret hideout.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody knows where it is except us.
That sounds like fun.
The Kingdom Stone has been taken!
The Kingdom Stone has been taken!
Your Excellency! By who? Mayor Zhao. His pilgrimage to the temple was a cover-up.
This is troubling. Zhao may be a buffoon, but I never believed he was capable of this.
A pair of youngsters warned us about the attack. I refuse to listen. I have failed you, Magister.
Don't be hard on yourself, General. I would have been just...
He has a habit of being hard on himself, doesn't he?
Tell me, who was it that issued this warning?
Something doesn't smell right.
Well, sorry.
Oh, fun fact, the guard on the left that's sleeping, that's Jade. For those who have played Freedom Planet 2. The fox guard.
You never.
And then, of course, the bird guard on the right.
Referring to those kids. They know something about this.
TVN, thank you for the follow.
Find them. You sure you don't want to hang out with us?
Thanks, but I have a lot of work to do. I'm gonna try and fix my gadgets.
Fair enough. Just shout if you need anything.
Alright. What are you gonna be up to?
Oh, we should have plenty of things to do, especially with a new girl around.
I'm bored.
How about a movie?
Yeah, this was my attempt at adding character development, which is why the cutscene takes so long between, like, the second stage and the third. I just wanted friends, and I wanted to express that through my cutscenes.
Lilac. Torque's I went down there and he's,
Calm down, what is it?
Torque turned into an alien or something.
What?
Just come with me, come on.
Probably out of
Scorchers 29, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it.
Serious, get up.
Welcome.
Come on, get up, get up.
Right, let me get my shoes on.
Yeah, this cutscene used to be even longer, but I was like, okay, this is a bit much. So I decided to move that specific part of the cutscene over into Mila's story.
Answers, buddy.
Okay, I'll tell you. But you have to promise
Also,
to give
it's
me
intentional that Torque can collect the crystals in this cutscene.
Promise? Right, Carol?
Right. Pinky swear.
I'm from another world. Actually, I'm part of an alliance between many different worlds.
You could get a 1-up during that too. I never tested that. That's pretty cool.
So you're an alien then?
Pretty much, yeah.
So, why do a bunch of aliens care about...
Yeah, I have a soft spot for integrating the gameplay with the story.
From around here either. He calls himself Lord Brevin.
Lord?
Well, he didn't get that name selling cookies. He's dangerous with a capital D.
Oh, he definitely did not get that name selling cookies.
Hundreds of worlds destroyed. Thousands of heroes killed or corrupted. Enormous amounts
Lord
of
of
weapon
cookies.
stolen. And that's just the tip of the
I bet there is a Lord of Cookies out there in the galaxy somewhere. Can you claim that title? Sure, Alex. You can be the Lord of Cookies. Or I should say the Lady of Cookies.
Double the size of his army. He gets it.
So, this part of the cutscene literally is Final Dreadnought 3. If you found a way to bypass the cutscene somehow and spawn your character in, you could just play the game from this point. But there's no way because the character, your character doesn't spawn in.
But if I can't get them to help me,
But
if Brevin gets his hands on the Kingdom Stone, then I'll have no choice.
But yeah, like that specific part of the stage is not normally accessible. I placed it below the starting point of Final Dreadnought 3.
Just destroy it! You can't be serious!
I'll only destroy it if I have no other choice. I swore to my captain on his dying breath that I would not let Brevin get that stone.
I'm sorry about your captain, but you can't destroy it. In fact, you won't even have to think about it, because I'm going to help you get it back. I don't care how dangerous it is. It's going to take a lot more than robots and aliens to slow a dragon down.
If she's gonna go for it, then I am too. If we can beat up a giant praying mantis thing together, then who knows what else we can do.
Yeah.
I wanna come too.
I guess we could let you save Carol's life a few more times.
Hey. Yay!
So the three of you are.
I love how fast she runs. There. And with no inertia either.
We'll talk about the name later, okay?
I'd be lying if I said I was comfortable with this, but I honestly could use your help. You all know this world better than I do.
So, it's official, right?
More or less.
Yes, this is very campy.
Yeah! Awesome! Wonderful!
It was my first game story. But you know, I think it turned out alright.
Good evening, sir. It may interest you to know that the location of the artifact has shifted.
Where?
It's moving toward a
There
densely populated
is a
region
reason that
to the
Brevin has that little like gemstone there. And we haven't revealed it yet.
This could work to our advantage. Get me the king's son.
But eventually we're gonna be like, hey, remember that weird crystal that Brevin was holding in Freedom Planet 1? Ah?
It is my duty to protect my father's kingdom.
You would sacrifice your very life for the good of this kingdom.
Yes.
Whoops.
And you would crush all those who threaten its safety.
We must protect it at all costs.
I'm really happy with the stomping animation, like when he walks.
Exactly.
I remember putting a lot of work in that.
Zhao has taken something very precious. Something that could put your kingdom at risk. You're not going to let him keep it, are you?
Oh yeah, Volpine. Wolfo came up with that name, and I was like, okay, let's go with it.
We have confirmed who is responsible for the death of our king, Zhao of Shanmu.
No, Zhao, how could you?
Must be stopped.
Yay! For the ruckus of the crowd before they start cheering, I just lowered the pitch of the cheering.
Hello?
Oh my gosh, her phone is such bad quality.
Up and at 'em. We've got adventuring to do.
Oh, 5 more minutes. Ow! Good morning, Carol.
I was wondering when you'd be awake.
You can blame Carol for that. She sleeps for like half a day.
Totally worth it.
Well, anyway, I got a call from that big panda guy I told you
Oh
about.
no, I missed a blooper.
Where's he coming?
Actually, we have to go meet him. He'll be waiting for us north of here.
Perfect. I fixed my radar last night so we can use it to find the meeting point.
Great! Ready, girls?
I have to remember to keep down held down. There was supposed to be a stage right here,
According to the radar,
and this cutscene would have played after it, but we did not finish it due to time constraints, and also I didn't really know what to do with it, so we get a huge 15-minute cutscene break between the second and third stages.
This way.
Bum.
She's got a good nose.
I'll say.
Allow me to properly introduce myself. I am General Gong of Shang-Tu.
But we know who you are.
An honor, General.
The Royal Magister has a proposal. We'd like you to help us get the stone back.
Quack.
It's in the greedy little hands of Man Shao in our neighbor city, Shangmu.
Why do you need our help? Don't you have soldiers and spies and stuff?
We want to try and resolve this thing peacefully if we can. So we're sending a neutral party to negotiate.
Yeah, the best thing you can do in that situation is to send over a bunch of kids that have no idea what they're doing.
You need us to fly to Shangmu and convince Zhao to give the stone back.
Precisely.
Let's give it a shot.
Right. I assume we'll be taking one of these planes.
Uh-huh. You do know how to fly it.
Of course I do.
Good.
Yosh.
Yes, sir.
I thought that was an interesting an interesting like twist on pilots, like in fiction, like somehow being able to like pilot every single type of aircraft instead of being specialized for something specific. So I made it so that Torque can fly spacecraft but not aircraft, kind of. Except he somehow can, and they're fine. They just crash into a few things like that. Yeah, the Matrix did have a good justification for that.
You just had to follow me here, didn't you?
How did you know we were coming?
You seemed pretty determined to get that stone back.
So you're the thief Lilac was talking about.
I've been called worse.
Where is it?
I've already finished the job. It's time for my brother to play his hand.
Your brother?
Prince Dale of...
Prince...
This is hard to be cool and suave while being informative at the same time. God damn my coolness.
Oh my gosh, I love Sean.
Prince Dale of Shuigang.
Really?
When he finds the man who murdered our father,
like,
there will be no mercy for the kingdom responsible.
The reason that blooper exists is because originally Spade was gonna say Lilac's line, but then we were like, okay, it really is difficult to be cool and suave while also be informative at the same time. So we decided to make Lilac say that instead.
We know.
Nice try.
Will you just hold on a minute and let us explain?
What, so you can throw me off again with your lies? Thanks, but I've had enough.
Everyone, split up!
Ah! Mini boss preview.
We'll cut him off at a huge shopping mall over there.
Got it!
And of course, at this point in my life, I had not played Shadow the Hedgehog, so all of this edginess was by coincidence. I'd only played up to Sonic Adventure 2 at that point. But yes, Fortunite, the stage is pretty iconic among fans of the game. And I really went especially all out on this game with like cute little gimmicks like the pigeons and the benches and then the disco balls later on and the piano later on and just so many cute little things that you can interact with. It gives the stage a lot of personality, even compared to other stages in this game. And the fireworks too. Also, fun fact, that sign, it says Snowcat in Chinese, and it's also the OC of one of my good friends who did some of the character art that we used in like promotions and posters and stuff. Okay, this is indestructible, so we just have to wait for him to destroy the floor. Was Zhao originally brainwashed by Revan? He was not, but Brevin was coercing him behind the scenes. But he didn't outright brainwash him. That was the original draft of the script. Oh, Lancelot, that's the name of a game I haven't heard in a long time. But I believe it is the melody in that game. Come on. So, for some reason, there is a way to kind of like destroy that bulldozer in a way to where you can start this second part from halfway through. It's kind of a speedrun tech, but I can't remember exactly how to do it. Yeah, and you got the trolley here that you can ride on too. Oops. And these super turretuses, I think they're one of my most favorite like enemies that I programmed, because they take good advantage of being able to keep up with the player while also not like being that threatening. They're just good set pieces. Mayor Zhao, fist pump. Slot machine. Wow. High speed. Okay, new Dragon Boost here. I think Dragon Boost is required there.
Right there, you sparkly twit!
What did you call me?
You think you can just walk into this conflict?
This is a fun boss fight too.
I have news for you. This isn't your fight!
It was the moment you brought it to our home world!
So, the Duckman couldn't keep his mouth shut. Well, I hope he realizes that he just cost you your life!
You'll have to take
Sparkly Spacey 56
Yeah.
Shiny.
Sparkly, thank you, Anne, for 11 months. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been a year already. Thank you so much. Well, almost a year. 1 month from now will be a year. Have I hit RAM limits while developing this game? I don't think so, no. It's more of a limitation of the game engine, I would say. Ooh! Prepare for annihilation! I love how Jason says that. Oh my gosh.
You had it coming, Snake Man!
Yeah. Shopping mall time. And there's a little splash effect when you walk on the fountains here. And of course the escalators are fully working. And you can go in the bathrooms too. And it's a good way to hide from enemies so you don't get damaged by them. Love to use the bathroom in games, yeah. There's so many little toys that I crammed into this stage. And then if you idle next to the disco ball, you'll go into a dance like this. And it's only when you're standing next to him and the screen like darkens like that. And you got this thing. Vacuum cleaner. I forgot I made that. Ta-da! And this is not 3D. This tower is not 3D. It's I'm stretching. I have like different sprites of a 2D plane, and I'm stretching them. Because of course, Quick Team Fusion does not do 3D out of the box, so I had to find creative workarounds like that. Oh, that part flows really well. Ding dong. What? Love how clean this game looks. Yeah, it still looks pretty good even to this day. Hot air balloon. And of course, a mini boss before the actual boss. Destruction! And of course, the most iconic boss in the whole game, right now. This... Oh! Raptican. That's really cool to hear that this game was like the catalyst for you wanting to learn to use Quick Team Fusion. I still do recommend it for like that and Game Maker for like smaller projects that you want to prototype quickly without having to build up a huge code base first. One of my favorite things about this fight is that I found a way for all of the characters you're not playing as to participate, which is quite tricky to do. Especially with all the extra stuff that you would have to do, like making animations for the other characters. Well, I was really in the zone with this stage and the boss fight. I remember this being harder. I wonder why I'm doing so well. Oh, there we go. And of course we've broken the faceplate, so now we can just keep wheeling on him. Let's go! Huzzah! Oh my gosh, that's so much fun. Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite moments in this game. Oh yeah.
Not so fast, Commander.
Commander.
If you're searching for the stone, you might want to look up. Enjoy your victory!
Stop! We gotta go after them.
Those airships would ghost us from a mile away. Remember what happened to me in the valley?
Nani?
What's that? There has to be a way. What about Mayor Zhao?
It's gone! My one chance for re-election is gone!
Mayor Zhao is one of the first video game roles of my good friend, Alejandro Saab, also known as Sayu.
You! Over there!
He's royalty? You have to bow. Oh.
Very good. Rise. Were you the ones who disposed of this wretched mechanical beast?
You bet we are.
Glorious!
Glorious!
As a token of my appreciation, I offer each of you free reign over Zhao shopping paradise. With this coupon, for 5% off selected brands. Aw, what the heck? Why don't I just invite you over to dinner? My treat.
You mean a royal feast? I am pretty hungry.
What about the stone?
That scoundrel prince took it from me! I won't even be able to chase him until my ships are repaired.
Well, Mayor Zhao, we would be honored to be your guest this evening.
Follow me, then. I shall drown your sorrows in delicious chow mein.
Isn't that the best way to drown your sorrows? With food.
Don't worry about taking turns. I'm sure you must be hungry. So
even his robots are disgruntled.
Sushi!
Sushi!
I love sushi! Me too!
So, what's that giant head on the wall over there?
That's the pride of my collection. An ancient
pride
statue
of my
modeled after
collection.
The dragons of the before time.
What's special about them compared to, you know, someone like Lilac?
What's special? Ha! Did you come from another planet or something?
Sorry.
Long ago, a magnificent creature soared across Avalis in a ball of fire. When it landed, our ancestors were so captivated by its power and beauty that they built 3 kingdoms in its honor.
Shangmu, Shangtu, and Shuigan?
Bingo! And when the cities were built, the dragon transformed into the legendary Kingdom Stone we know and love today. The same stone that was heartlessly yanked away from me.
You took it first.
Carol, manners.
Sorry.
Why did you take it? Why now?
Shangmu is on the brink of an energy crisis. With the stone in our hands, we could have solved it.
Oh yeah, one of the other things I wanted to show is like the power blinking on and off to actually show that there's an energy crisis.
Well, that worked out well.
But I was like, okay, I only have 3 weeks left at this point, so I'm not gonna have time for that.
I don't think this energy crisis of yours is an accident. I think it's deliberate, and I think we know
Let me take
who's
sippy.
responsible.
Also, I remember Alejandro looking at like the script for Mayor Zhao, and like his initial impression of the character was that he'd be like very cowardly and not like very strong, but like I remember being like taken aback in a pleasant way that he has some badass moments, especially later on. Battles going on at Shuigong Palace.
Don't bore me with your lectures. I've heard them 1,000 times from 1,000 self-righteous warriors.
What the dog doing?
Something useful to say. The only thing
Dogs are not in my office anymore.
How quickly I can cast you aside. I really have a lot of work to do.
You'll fail. Men like you always fail.
The same voice actor as Torque. Voice that guy. Goodbye.
Theory.
Hello, sir. Have you beheaded the intruders yet?
What is it?
There's an incoming transmission from General Serpentine.
The full moon is out.
So this sentence was supposed to be kind of like a discrete like code word for him. So in case somebody was eavesdropping on him, they wouldn't know what he was talking about. But that's basically the code word for okay, mission complete. We got the Kingdom Stone.
Don't relax just yet. Upload the scans and get back here immediately.
Of course, my lord.
Contact the crash site and tell them to refit our warp drive. I want the artifact to fit like a glove.
As you wish, sir.
We're getting off this rock.
An alliance with Shang Tu. What a lovely idea. Oh, hey, Magister. Sorry about ambushing your soldiers and desecrating your temple. Let's go frolicking in the woods together with our makeup and pretty dresses.
Your Excellency, we're a neutral party. Send us to speak on your behalf.
Have I done any VA work? I guess you could say that. I voiced the random bird guard in this game, the one that goes wham. I also voice one of the bosses in Freedom Planet 2, in addition to reprising my role as bird guard.
If he won't listen to the greatest ruler in all of Avalis, why would he listen to a bunch of kids?
Yeah.
Can we try? Pretty please.
Just imagine how much people are going to love you for reuniting the three kingdoms against a common enemy. You'll be a hero.
Me? A war hero? Now that you mention it, I could use a few extra hands.
So you'll help us then?
Oh, happy belated birthday, Sparkflare.
What the heck? It's worth a shot.
Yay!
To the airship!
Ooh, big airship. This took me a while to draw.
Nice. We get to ride in that. Oh my gosh, yeah.
But I eventually did have to draw it because it's a part of the stage coming up next.
For your trip, including your luxurious living quarters. Good luck, my friends!
Thank you!
This is my game. I wouldn't say it's my game, it's my team's game. It's our game. How did you not add Spades campaign? Technical limitations.
Imagine it, Carol.
Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. If there's going to be a Spade game, it'll have to be something separate from Freedom Planet 1.
We should go on a space adventure someday. Don't you think that'd be so cool?
Are you kidding? It'd be the coolest thing ever.
I remember saying almost exactly the same thing.
Cartoon Legend, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. I'm Spacey Batelli. I'm a Gadgeteer Bat and a game developer, and I'm the producer of the Freedom Planet series.
Did you have a change of heart?
Not really, no. I guess I just wasn't prepared for the sacrifices I had to make.
Mila blew the game engine up with her color changing potion. Yeah. I mean, there was an infamous glitch early on where I wanted the player to be able to pick the color palette of their character, but like color swapping is bugged in Click Confusion, so like what would happen is random sprites in the stage would be replaced by other sprites. So it was kind of an explosion of color, just not the one that I expected.
Just gotta keep moving forward with the mission, I guess. No point in thinking about a past that can't be changed.
Just gotta keep moving forward with the mission, I guess.
You're right.
How's the other girl doing?
Mila, I'm not sure. Can you go check on her, Carol?
Okie dokie.
Can you go check on her, Carol?
Get some sleep.
Well, I'm fine. You go on ahead.
How's it going? I'm making a wish. Oh, what kind of wish? Well,
The moon is technically a space. Oh, that's true.
sounds like a good thing to wish
Oh, sorry.
for.
Sorry.
We're gonna be going inside soon. You wanna come?
There's no
Okay.
cooldown on the advance button.
What's going on?
Shoot! We gotta disable those ships or we're toast!
Fourth stage, let's go. I, of course, have a soft spot for airship levels, so I had to have an airship level in this game. Thank you. Nice. Oh, I really like the way that part flows. Oh, I want to get this. Thank you. Okay, that's for Carol. That's the only place in this stage that has a fuel can for Carol, so this stage is a nightmare for speedrunners. Because I did not do a very good job balancing Carol in this game. She's like, her problem is that a lot of her best moves are situational based on the environment that she's in. Namely the bike and the jump pads. And of course, I went crazy with the boss count in this stage too. There are 3 ships that you have to get through, and each one has a mini boss. And of course, at the end of each ship, you have to destroy these 2 cannons, and then Torque will come and pick you up. Who did the vocals for the DNA cannons? That's a sound effect, a stock sound, that I bought at some point. So I'm not sure if it's actually based on a person's voice or not. Yeah, there are 4 bosses. There's one on each of the ships, and then there's the final fight. Gosh, playing through this again and seeing all these unique gimmicks, it's kind of inspiring me again. It's kind of an interesting thought. I would feel inspired by my own project because before today I hadn't played it in like 7 years. So a lot of this is kind of fresh to me. And it's like I'll have to keep some of these tricks in mind when I continue working on like 2D projects.
You just don't know when to fold, do you?
Yeah. One of the 3 mini bosses just happens to be your rival, Spade.
Don't you get it? Lord Brevin's the murderer!
How am I liking this game so far? It's pretty fun. I mean, totally not coming from someone who has played it before. This is totally new to me.
Thanks for the tip.
Wink,
now
wink.
Get off our ship before I throw you overboard.
Like that'll happen.
Oh well. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Yeah, this is a good video game. I wonder what it's called. Also, if you hang out up here, he will eventually get frustrated and go to you into coming down.
Hit me if you can.
Come on.
Come on! Goodbye. Until next time, Lilac. Extra life. Gotta remind him he doesn't have all the cards. Yeah. Okay, I think there's one left. Yeah, the Earth ship. Yeah, who went overboard now, Spade? Slimes. Ah. Okay, nothing up there. Ah, nothing up here either. Ow. Metal shield. Now we can walk on these spikes without a problem. Whoops. Huh. This is a pretty interesting boss. A lot of verticality to it.
What the dog doing?
And every time you hit the boss, it'll stay higher and higher. So it doesn't have a lot of HP, but the trick is just like figuring out how to hit him in the first place when he's high up. Alright, boss time. This boss fight compared to the last boss fights is quite a jump in difficulty if you're not prepared for it. You have to hit the tail feathers first, and then you can hit the head.
Not a chance!
So, you have chosen death. How pathetic!
No! Oops, my bad. Ah, gotcha. Good thing too, because he was about to summon the tornado. You insolent worm! I'm really proud of the way I was able to animate the peacock, too. Once again, all done by math. Let's go! No healing items needed.
This is far from over!
Yeah,
Woohoo! That's how it's done.
that is how it's done. The math skills are impressive, thank you.
Success!
I've thought about maybe trying to make a boss like that again through pure mathematics, but like the animation player in Godot is just so convenient, so I don't see myself like departing from that anytime soon. Woo! 3 extra lives! Let's go! 3 more extra lives, let's go! We're gonna need them all for the final boss. Wahoo! The boat would make a great stage for Smash. It would! No!
Huh. So that's why your airships are boat-shaped.
Yeah.
How could Zhao do
I think it's
this?
pretty clever. You know, boat-shaped airships, just in case they crash land, they can kind of veer themselves toward a body of water.
He must have thought we were all he needed.
We would have been ready if he had told us. No wonder Brevin's gotten away with everything. Our leaders are too brain dead to pay attention to anything but themselves!
Lilac's being too real.
Never mind. I don't know.
Too real, immersion broken.
It's alright.
You want a one-up plushie?
How far is the closest city?
Oh, that would be pretty cute.
Shang-Tu is just a few miles east. The river should take us there.
We'll give that panda guy an update on our situation. The Magister might be able to help.
I hope he believes us. Things have been pretty crazy so far, huh?
Yeah.
How long have you been away from your parents?
I'm not sure. It feels like a really long time.
This cutscene hurts now that Freedom Planet 2 is a thing. It hurts more than it did
And you've been
in the
alone
past.
in the woods ever since?
Knowing what happens.
Yeah.
I hope this doesn't sound weird, but it's kind of impressive. I wouldn't survive a day without my treehouse.
That part hurts too, considering what happens right at the start of Freedom Planet 2.
Hey, when this is all over, how about we have a girls' night out? Just you and me.
You mean a play date?
Something like that. We could try out some dresses, or maybe buy a huge plate of sushi and just pig out.
What about Carol?
Oh no, you got spoiled on Mila for Freedom Planet 2? Oh
Put a
no!
dress on.
Well, sure. I'd like that.
Great.
Look, everyone! The city!
City!
Haha, my friends! How did the negotiations fare?
My friends! There's an unused track for a stage named Raging Ravine on the soundtrack. Was it meant to go between Sky Battalion and the next stage? It was meant to go between Relic Maze and Fortune Night. Like, and if you remember the transition into that like orange wasteland area, well, not wasteland, cherry blossom area, that was where it was supposed to be, and then that cutscene would have played after it.
Prince Dale took
So
the
it would have
stone.
split that like 15-minute cutscene break in half and made things more bearable, but unfortunately we had a tight schedule.
We need to speak to the Magister immediately.
I see. Very well then. He deserves to know.
Whack.
A thousand good greetings to you, Magister.
It's my understanding that Shui Gong is now in possession of the Kingdom Stone.
Not exactly, Your Greatness. Someone else has it.
Explain.
It's been taken by a warlord named Brevin. He has been manipulating the three kingdoms into waging war.
And you have proof of this.
This is a fragment of one of Brevin's machines.
Specifically, that is a laser turret from the Robo Panther.
Have your scientists examine it. You'll find that its mineral composition doesn't match anything that's built on your world.
Wait! Don't touch it! This theory you have of a man from another world sounds highly suspicious.
Yeah, and Nira looks like a regular panda in this game rather than an ice panda.
If you will allow me to explain, Magister, I have a different...
Like for the sequel, we gave her like color palette more of a polar bear look, and I think that looks much better.
This is nothing but an attempt from Mayor Zhao to cover up the atrocities...
Is there a story behind the arrow?
Stone.
Yes.
He must have offered you a generous reward to come here
Yes,
and
there
make up
is.
this ridiculous story. After all, you can't resist money, Sasha Lilac and Carol T.
And you know our names because...
You were quite the fortune teller yesterday, so I couldn't resist doing a little background check. Not only have the two of you been stealing crystal shards, you've been working for the same group that claimed responsibility for the stone's theft, the Red Scarves.
Hey, look, Lilac, it's our identical twin sisters.
They're
Oh, no.
criminals and spies, Your Excellency.
Oh,
Is this true?
We were just...
Wait. Magister, we're no longer members of the Scarves. It was a long time ago. We did what we had to survive.
Detain them until further notice. Make sure the commander and his evidence are properly quarantined.
Hey, easy!
Oh, I should have thought to give her that move in the sequel. That would have been funny.
We don't have time for this!
Also, a nightmare to program.
You're right. Take them away immediately.
Examine the fragment! Examine
it! Well,
Stupid panda
if you think about it, Nira's accusation is the reason that so many bad things happen later on, so,
We
whoops.
can't let the guards hear us. Now, let's try and figure this out. We gotta bust out of here. But we can't leave without Torque.
What did I do in this game? I'm the producer and the main developer.
You got any bright ideas, Miss Hero Pants?
It's not...
I basically, I was basically the central hub where everyone contributed assets, and then I plugged them all into the game.
What if we bribe the guards?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so proud of our team.
We don't have any of our belongings.
Ooh, I'll pretend I have to pee really bad, and then when they open the gate, we'll make a break for it.
Thank you for head pats.
I told
So nice.
you we can't leave without Torque.
You had no idea. Fantastic job. Thank you so much, and thank you for supporting our games.
Oh, I got it now. First, we'll both switch clothes, and then I'll switch with Mila. And then when they this way.
Huh?
I can dig through here. Well, that makes it easy. Let's go.
Actually, only one of us should go. We don't want the guards to suspect anything.
I'll go. For the team.
The sooner you find Torque, the sooner we can get out of here.
It has come to my attention that there are still chasers among us. We must neutralize them.
Sha! I'll get you, Commander!
Commander!
According to our intelligence reports, direct infiltration of the city will be impossible without exposing our operations.
As soon as they leave, I want them dragged to our remote base. Do whatever it takes to bring them under our control.
Oh my gosh, I love Alexander's like guttural growl as Brevin.
Nice try.
Well, there goes that plan.
Oopsie.
I'm sorry.
Does Syntax's map line up with Freedom Planet 2? I think so. It's very crude, and I think like the flow of the river doesn't exactly match, but I think like the general direction is there.
Wait!
Please tell me you voice on one of the characters in this game. I do. I voiced the random bird guard that goes wah.
Tell the Magister, I want to confess.
What?
Trip to the city tomorrow. Oh, good luck, Joker. Bye-bye.
Very well. It's okay. I have an idea.
Keep in mind that, yes, that is true, Siffy. Freedom Planet 2 was not planned at this point during the making of Freedom Planet 1. So all the plot elements, like, we tried to fit in as much of Freedom Planet 1 as possible in the sequel. But if there's some if there's some like things that don't line up, I would go with Freedom Planet 2's iteration being the canon one.
So Torque has nothing to do with this. We forced him to help us against his will.
I see. Since you have displayed integrity in revealing this farce, I will release your friend. But this does not change your own fate. You and your companions have lied to us, and in doing so have wasted our time and resources. You will remain imprisoned until I deem otherwise.
If I may make one last request, I want to say goodbye to him and apologize for the trouble I've caused.
Very well. Make it quick.
I don't know what to say. We needed Shang-Tu's support.
I know, but we can't do anything while we're all sitting behind bars. We need more evidence.
But what about you guys?
We'll catch up with you. Busting out of here will be a piece of crab cake.
So when the game first launched, I didn't actually have time to finish this specific part where they're busting out. It just cut right to Jade Creek and it confused a lot of people, so I was like, okay, I should make this. Oh, Luminous, thank you so much for following, I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Our game is 9 years old tomorrow, so I decided to celebrate by playing through it. I like the vibes of this stage. And like the water sections are actually fast. Like video game water levels have a bit of a reputation for like bogging the pacing down. Because you swim slowly underwater, but that is not true when you're playing as Lilac, because you can dragon boost forward and you are able to swim fast like that. It's the cops. Do I have a favorite retro video game? Oh, that's a tough one. I have a fondness for speedy platform games such as Sonic and Mega Man. Like, I have a particular soft spot for the Mega Man X series. And of course, who can forget, like, the original Sonic trilogy? And I also have a very big soft spot in my heart for Treasures games. You know, like Gunstar Heroes, Alien Soldier, Mischief Makers, that sort of thing. Oh, I love this gimmick too, the way it turned out. You get into the bubble and you can bounce on it 3 times and you just go flying. And there is kind of a physics quirk to the Sonic Worlds engine, which we used to develop this game, that makes it easy to kind of like automatically cling to ceilings, and we incorporated that in the level design for certain parts, like in that other underwater section I just passed with the water shield. Sadly, we could not really reliably recreate that in the sequel, so that it is something we did not incorporate into the level design there. Da 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 da. Ugh. Getting close to the mini boss, which is definitely a boss that I may have made it a bit too hard for the part of the game that it's in, but we should be fine. Excuse me. A dragon has fallen into the river in Lego City. Oh yeah, you have the water shield, so these bubble orbiters, you can completely nullify their bubbles. It's so fun that I just had to like pretty much straight up port them to the second game. One of the few enemies where that was the case. You betrayed the law. Yes, that is a Judge Dredd reference. Like, I think a lot of people mess up in this fight because they're used to being aggressive and hitting the boss as often as possible. Which I do not recommend against Nira. You just want to hang back when she flinches. Let her summon the shield, her shield back. And then just, like, wait until she has the shield back and then attack her. Like, use hit and run tactics. Also, I don't think her ice spikes actually hurt you unless you're on the ground. It's only the ice floor that hurts. Okay, there we go. We were fine. I love the like, this is one of my favorite second acts in the game. Like, the transition is so cool, and like you can really feel like the tension ratcheting up at this point in the game. Like, I'm really proud of the way that I was able to flip the layers around to where I could have this sub like seamlessly move forward like that, and then you could just kind of jump on top of it at some point. Yeah, this part too. Like, I was more inspired while I was making this game than pretty much any other port in my life. Like, I put literally everything I had into this game, and then some. I did say it almost killed me. Oh, I won. Well. Okay, that's fine. Ah, puppies!
What the dog doing?
It's so fun to outrun the missiles.
What the dog doing?
Ah, sorry, Nira. Wah. This game brings back memories. Welcome, Doominator. Yeah, it brings back memories for me too. Just like all the people that I met and got to work with. And it was made during a stage in my life, during a phase in my life where I wasn't doing particularly well. And it's the reason that I was able to climb out of that dark corner of my life. So I'll always be grateful, even though, like, I feel a bit uneasy thinking about how hard I pushed myself. If you look carefully when the screen flashes because of the lightning, you can actually see lightning bolts. Torque, no! You like to say that this is a game about a person rediscovering herself? Yeah! Both in the game and out of it. No! No, stop doing that! You're blocking my attack. No! Stop blocking my attack! Oh my gosh. He's like, you could tell he's really ticked off. He's like, get over here, you bug-eyed freak! Huh? Stop it! Oh, finally. I figured a boss fight would be a good context for introducing these enemies, which are by far the most, like, probably like the strongest normal enemy. Mila! Thank you, Mila! Also, I like how I was able to code, like her actually, like, fighting alongside you. And I've seen streams of people playing where they're really struggling against this boss, and when she comes in, they're like, they get so hyped about it. Because the first thing she does is throw a box of light petals towards you. Let's go! Like, Serpentine would leave a legitimately terrifying boss to face if you didn't have your allies in both of his fights. Ah! Argo! Thank you for the 5 months! Thank you for your support! Oh. Thank you, Raku, for the head pats.
Lilac? I don't know!
Don't know.
Maybe we're not cut out for this.
Thanks for living. Yeah, I'm grateful that I lived too. I lived. Oh yeah.
So that's it. We just leave and let Torque die?
What are we supposed to do? I like Torque, but this is so much bigger than us. We're just kids.
That doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything? Look at what they did to me! To us! Sometimes I feel like you're trying to get us killed.
How can you say that? I put myself out there on the front line so you don't have to.
Yeah, and I always have to bail you out.
What's the problem with that? We're helping each other do the right thing.
But I don't want to do the right thing. I just want to spend time with my best friend. If the only way I can do that is by risking my life, maybe we shouldn't be friends anymore.
Carol.
Don't! Just don't. I'm done.
The obligatory mid-movie friend split up.
It's okay. I'm going after him. Alone.
Operator 1997
Operator.
gifted a tier 1 sub to Dark Moon Cross.
Thank you
They
for
have
the
given
gifting the
6 gift
subby.
subs in the channel.
Enjoy your emotes, Dark Moon Cross.
Let me come with you.
No. Carol's right. Friends shouldn't let each other get hurt. You should stay behind with her. Mila, stay here.
I won't leave you.
Stay!
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? We can solo this easily. Thermal bass. Yeah, this stage has awesome music. Both acts. Okay, and of course these guys now show up as normal enemies. A song so awesome we had to bring it back in Free and Plan 2. Of course, the main gimmick of this level is the key cards.
Intrusion detected. Please remove yourself from the facility.
Hello, Syntax. Crawfish. Pretty neat mid-boss. Like, you can definitely tell that I'm a Treasure fangirl, because I just, like, throw random bosses in that aren't even that difficult, but they just kind of, like, flesh out the stage. Like, my philosophy is you can never have too many bosses.
Intrusion detected. Please remove yourself from the facility.
Goodbye. Xbox. When I made that lock graphic, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't even consider that it looked like Xbox. Whoopsie. I'm just glad that Xbox didn't complain about that. Thank you so much for continuing your gift sub. Thank you, Molten. Stop it. Almost there. Okay, this goes here. Whoopsie. Aha, a storage room. Lots of crystals to get. And also a source of one of the ways that you can clip outside the level during speedruns. And it has to do with the box physics, the fact that you can bounce them up by hitting them from underneath with your head. So I was like, whoopsie! And that's the reason why the second game does not have those box physics. Whoopsie. Yeah, it's gonna be a little tight. I only have 28 lives. Quite a scary moment, yes. This is kind of a sub-boss, but not really. No, okay. Mom. 2 key cards. Kind of a fake out there. You see 2 key card doors and you're like, oh my gosh, this is gonna take a while. But then you literally just turn around and they're both right there.
To unlock this door, stand on the blinking floor panel to your right.
Okay.
Just kidding.
You're so cheeky, Syntax. Looking back on it, I think I probably should have made it so that you can continue damaging the Shade Troopers when they're knocked on the ground. But they're invincible until they get back up. So if you want, you can just take the key card and leave, or you can finish off the boss. Doesn't really make a difference. What? Also, the sound of the lava activating, I reworked that into the drowning sound in the second game. And the almost burned to a crisp sound.
It appears that you are lost. Would you like assistance?
Nice. Let's go! Easy. Phew! That was close. Easy. Another good song. Wow. Now these enemies right here, their head was the original design that I had for Syntax. But when I changed her to be like look more alien-like, I decided to reuse the head for these enemies. It's got the head of Beta Syntax and the tank treads of the Flame Spitter in Relic Maze. That's using your head. Yeah. I'm genuinely surprised that the second game's soundtrack has gotten, like, people have mixed feelings on it, it looks like. But I don't think it's necessarily worse than Freedom Planet 1's, but it's just different, and I think people were expecting more of the like, the high-octane stuff from the first game. But, like, since the sequel has twice as many stages, we decided to go with more variety. Yeah, it is very different. Like, some would say it's an acquired taste, but I think independently from Freedom Planet 1, it sounds absolutely amazing. And I kind of like that both games have their own flavor to their soundtracks. Whoops. You listen to the first game soundtrack almost every day. Nice, thank you. Yeah, I still find myself listening to the tunes every now and then. Oh, well, it doesn't work. There we go. This is supposed to be a Carol-only section, but you can get up here with Lilac if you're patient. Oh, the Stompers. One of the few gimmicks in the game that will straight up kill you in one hit, regardless of how much health you have. Ah! Alright, the water's drained. We can go this way now. Alright, careful. Will not stand for any FP slander in the stream. That's understandable. Favorite Rocket Knight game? It's been a long time. I can't give an informed opinion. And the ones that I played are so different from each other. I played the second one on the Genesis and also the one that was on the Super NES. Okay, I'll just go up here. Well. Oh, keycard. I mean, not keycard. Star card. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how, like, the star cards end up being, like, the level goal in the second game, too. I couldn't really think of anything else, so... I was like, okay, nice throwback. So, this card's... E. Also, this card requires, like a free, like another key card that you get earlier in the stage. I think it actually requires you to skip one of the doors and hold on to a key card that you normally would have to spend. And that allows you to have two of them so you can get that stash of extra lives in the star card. Stone. That's pretty much the only Tau Stone in the game that's free. I was like, okay, if at this point you haven't picked one up, we should give you one. No! Come on! I can't remember if there's any other places in the game that have this boss theme. Oops. Come on, ladder physics. Gotcha. Like, for that, I wanted to build up the like, I want to have a build-up that would make it seem like there's going to be a huge explosion, but then she just kind of like collapses in herself and goes poof. Yeah, wood shield. Almost got a 1-up. Yeah, triple 1-up. We still don't have enough extra lives for the final boss. Oh well, I'm sure I'll be fine. I don't think I've died yet.
Looks like it's payback time.
Let him go!
But Lilac is about to freaking die.
Or else what?
At least almost.
Remember what happened the last time you messed with a dragon? Let him go!
Good girl. I want you to be nice and angry for this.
Oh no!
NANI? Before you decided to throw your life away and interfere with our mission, you should have asked yourself one very important question. What makes you so special?
Yeah, Brevin cheated and overwrote her iframes.
Why do you fight? I know you're awake. Answer the question. Why do you fight?
Yeah, I was an edgelord back
For
then.
my friends. I'll do whatever it takes to keep them safe from freaks like you.
Keep them safe. Every move you've made has put them directly in harm's way. Destroying our property, assisting our sworn enemies, attempting sabotage against our mission, which, by the way, has nothing to do with your world. We are leaving this barbaric planet behind as soon as our ship is repaired.
You forgot the part where you took our kingdom stone, where you ruined years of peace between my people and put thousands in danger.
An unfortunate side effect, yes. But I wouldn't have resorted to such drastic measures if you had the common sense to stay out of our affairs. Thanks to you, your companions are in more danger than ever. Allow me to show you the consequences of your stupidity.
Lilac! I had to do something!
Answers, Commander. Give them to me.
Anthony, thank you for the hydrate.
Don't be a fool. You've seen how far I'll go to get the information I need.
Don't tell him anything!
Very well. Don't say I didn't warn you.
I'm the last one! There's no one else left! There, you have—
Oh, sorry.
I'm telling the truth!
That's nice to know, but I was more interested in your resolve. You crack easily, it seems. And this one. I have a funny feeling about you. I'll bet I could hack at your limbs all day and you'd still find a way to bite back.
I'll do more than that, you monster!
When we've lured the rest of your group into our hands, you'll be at the top of our execution list.
Sir, the chasers are within visual range.
Let's see what they're made of.
I will say this. It might be an unpopular opinion, but I have regrets about how far I went with this scene. Like, the one good thing about it is that, like, Dawn got good screaming practice in for her future voice roles, and she is on record saying that that scream is her favorite line that she recorded for this game. But, like, I'm genuinely shocked that we got it. I'm shocked that we got away with an E10 plus rating. And the reason we did is because ESRB doesn't penalize the rating as much if the characters are not human. But if they were human characters, then we would have gotten a T. But yeah, like, I did, like, shortly after the game released, I did want to, like, retool this, specifically removing the blood from the tendrils, and also potentially, like, covering up Lilac in, like, a sort of, like, tube device, so that you don't actually see it happening until it's done. but Steam forums being Steam forums, I got a lot of like intense backlash over that thought. So I guess like the main reason that I'm kind of like disappointed about it is because I listened to the Steam forums, not necessarily because like the scene needs to be toned down.
We gotta leave! Now!
You know, it was so smart of your coalition to attack my ship above an inhabited planet. Whatever happened to that primary?
Another idea that I had was that like there wouldn't be a separate torture chamber. Instead, the scene would take place like in the entrance area where Serpentine introduces Brevin. And what would happen is that Brevin would keep Lilac in the chokehold, and then Torque would come in and he would demand that she be released. And then the worst that happens to her is that he cuts her tendrils off right then and there. And I think that will like be like the traumatic moment rather than electricity on top of losing her hair.
You think you're some blameless force of nature, don't you? That the rules don't apply.
You don't have to agree with me, but the fact is that this scene makes me uncomfortable now.
It's my world on the line. You know exactly how far I'll go to ensure its safety.
Your world is in danger because of the suffering you caused to the other worlds!
My actions have hurt people? I had no idea. I'm dreadfully sorry.
Really? He's lying.
I have a lot of work to do, so let's make this quick. Kill them.
Pressure overload detected. The facility will implode in 6 minutes.
Don't let them escape! Find out who did this.
I do appreciate that people like enjoy the scene for what it is and understand what I was going for. I will say that. So like, please don't give those people who like the scene a hard time.
No! No!
Stand down!
I have to find them!
There are 2 ways we can do this, Dragon, and you're only conscious in one of them.
Do what you have to do.
Once again, you have deceived us. Do you realize what this means?
If it makes any difference, Your Excellency, I'm deeply sorry.
It means that I have been foolish. We examined the fragment your commander gave us.
Does that mean that you'll help?
Oh, that's another outtake. Does that mean that you'll help?
Does that mean that you'll help?
There is something you must do for us first. A mission, if you will. Accept, and we will restore your strength.
Oh, this stage coming up is another good one.
And we will restore your honor.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Like, the torture scene didn't need to be removed. Like, I don't feel like it should be removed. I just feel like it needs to be toned down just a little bit.
The fragment your commander gave us is indeed
If
crafted
only
from a rare
to
mineral.
prevent issues like later on in case ESRB is less lenient about non-human characters being tortured, you know? Just to kind of avoid like weird complications like that. Like depending on like the regional differences.
But we've discovered it before, in one other location.
Why haven't you dug it up by now?
We feared that it was radioactive. Now that we've studied it in person, we know that it is safe enough to investigate.
This could provide the answers we seek. Why the invaders know of our world. And more importantly, how to defeat them.
Am I gonna play to the end? Yeah, I'll try to. I usually stop streaming around like 5:30, so I think I got enough time to finish the game.
Get in there, find what you can, and leave. Do it as quickly as possible.
Oh my gosh. That form of torture, sitting down to play Battalion 100%. Oh no, that is so devious. Honestly, like, if you're gonna torture a fictional character, like, benign forms of torture can be just as, like, you know, impactful. It depends on how it's framed.
I won't fail you.
Like, if the character has, like, a really weird weakness that's, like, nothing to other people, but, like, really traumatic for them, then go for it. Yeah, I love the little, like, voice quotes in this song, too. We also recorded an alternate like version that says that line in Japanese, and we thought about like maybe swapping the tracks out in the Japanese version. Oh yeah, you don't want to hit the beehives unless you're prepared to destroy a whole swarm of them. But yeah, we thought about that, but like due to like technical limitations that we didn't really want to work around, we decided not to like to just keep it how it is. E. Also, those regenerate after a while. Okay, ignore the bees. Like the one tip I have for this stage is ignore the bees. Oh yes, the main gimmick of this stage is those rings, which are specific to Lilac, and they give her a double dragon boost. And while she has the double dragon boost active, her normal attacks will throw projectiles. And the layout of the stage is specifically designed to teach you how to use the double boost. Double boost! We can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. How connected is the story of Freedom Planet 1 to Freedom Planet 2? It's not necessary to understand the context of what's going on in Freedom Planet 2, but I would recommend playing through Freedom Planet 1. Just so you can kind of appreciate like the differences more. So it's not strictly required, but there are some references in FP2's story to FP1. Yeah, I really wanted to make the wing gliders work in Freedom Planet 2, which they would have provided double boost for her in any stage, but it's such a significant change from her normal moveset that I couldn't figure out how to design around the possibility that the player would not have it. So I decided to just not account for it at all. Like, we didn't really know where to put it. Oh, the big stompers. And they will chase you down. But yeah, I'm very happy that I was able to get like help with the writing in Freedom Planet 2, because it pretty much instantly fixed like the main like point of contention that a lot of people have with the story in this game, is that the tone shifts too abruptly in certain spots. So in Freedom Planet 2, the shift is much more gradual. Okay, I'll take the Earth Shield inside. I like how this entrance is kind of foreboding, but like, because it has all those shields, but you can just kind of pick and then enter. Yeah, and it does help a lot to be able to bounce ideas off each other. Like, if I like this gimmick too. It's just basically like a pong area, and the ball stays in like a. Also, notice how it shares the same like sprite as Mila's cubes. Yeah, a lot of FP1's weirdness was because like I handled a lot more of it on my own compared to Freedom Planet 2. Which some things worked that way and some things didn't. You just gotta live and learn. Live and learn! Bees! Oh gosh, Mama Spacey's home. I hope she doesn't mean that I'm actually like, she doesn't think I'm actually serious about bees being in the house. Oh, I forgot about that. Whoops. Not the bees! There's so many of them! The bees kind of show up as part of a boss's attack in Freedom Planet 2, but not to that extent. And of course we have the Mega Man disappearing box. No! I was almost at the end anyway. Takes advantage of the fact that the physics naturally push you upwards rather than to the side. There's a few places in the game like that, actually. No, bees! There we go. Hanging swords of Damocles. Yeah, like almost every stage in the game has a completely unique set of enemies and gimmicks, even if some of them are kind of similar to each other from other stages. Like, because that was one of my goals. I wanted every level to feel like a completely different experience. Which it has the effect I was going for, but also it can be very resource intensive as well, so I learned how to kind of like control myself as time went on. And I kind of like being able to revisit some past concepts as well. It's kind of the, you know, the Mega Man style where you kind of like remix challenges from previous stages. And of course this part right here a lot of people get hung up on for a while. But by the time you finish it, you'll be a master at Lilac's Dragon Boost, and it really helps in the final stages. Okay. Nice. There's no invincibility theme in the sequel because there's no way to get invincible, aside from, like, moves.
This can't be possible!
Oh my god. So this boss was like, I asked myself, okay, what if I made the biggest platform game boss ever compared to the size of the character? So I came up with this colossal hollow dragon. And the aim is to break as many weak spots on his back as possible. And at a certain point, that will make the eye vulnerable. So close. I think you could have just a few stragglers, and then the eye will still be vulnerable. Yeah, there we go. Let's go! Oh, that was close.
My stones! We have a new record!
Oh, it was a hologram all along. Looks like what? Is that the alien robot? Ta-da!
You're one of Brevin's robots.
Brevin, searching memory banks. That name does not exist in our database.
Then what are you?
This is the primary security system for... That name does not exist in our database.
What are you? Where did you come from?
Can't believe you're first trying all these bosses, doing so well for the first playthrough. I know, right? This game is so well balanced. The fact that I can get close to dying, but not quite.
Apologies. That information is password protected. Password protected. Password protected. Password protected. Password accepted. Follow me.
Dragon tech support.
This is our final message. A message that we leave for the future. Although we will respect the wishes of your people and allow our influence to pass into legend, there will come a time in your history when you must learn the truth. When we were stranded here...
And they said the low kick had no function. I know, right?
...to our world. We wasted countless years trying to find a way home. But we are no closer to an answer than when we started. We decided that helping your civilization survive and prosper was a more efficient use of our technology. We have condensed our energy reserves into a physical relic of extraordinary power. With proper care, you may one day use it to travel to the stars, to find the answers that we alone could never find. If you wish to know more, you'll have to access our internal database. I pray that it is still intact by the time you receive this message. May the winds of time carry you for eternity.
Alex, like, what's going on?
The implications of this are powerful.
Do you believe it, Your Excellency?
It's difficult to say. But if it's true, then the Kingdom Stone is more important to our future than we realize. It must be returned to its resting place before the energy within is lost forever. Something terrible has happened in your absence. Zhao has sent his army to attack Shuigang.
What? But they're innocent!
Not as far as Zhao is concerned. I have sent soldiers of our own to hold them off, but I fear that it will not be for long.
What are we gonna do?
As ironic as it may seem, you are the only dragon blood worthy of our trust. You can stop this war before it begins.
Tell me what to do.
Our ships will take you as far as they can. When you land, ride the northern winds to the snowfields.
Understood.
We are counting on you, Dragon Blood. Safe winds.
I like how I was able to just use her hanging animation and have her grab on the syntax like that. I mean, not syntax, Fangu. Blue syntax.
What are they doing here?
Nice.
Yeah, something else that's pretty cool that we were able to do in the sequel is every single NPC in the game has a unique sprite, whereas here I had to duplicate like the soldiers, for example. But even the soldiers in Freedom Planet 2, they have unique sprites, like unique species and sizes and stuff.
Nice gut.
Let me help.
It
Yeah.
seems that we have a common enemy, Xiao.
So let me get this straight. The Magister says that if we join together and fight Mr. Braven, we get half of the Kingdom Stone's energy.
Fight Mr. Braven.
Sounds like a fair offer, does it not?
Are you kidding? My city needs way more than half.
Ha! You just want to hog the last of our reserves.
I know you feel a little jealous, but I can't help if my city is bigger than yours.
Hold on a minute, fellas! This is exactly what Brevin wants! For you two to fight while he gets away with all of your energy!
What difference does it make if it's Brevin or this swine?
We're marching into shooting whether you like it.
I like the steam effect.
The guts.
Look!
There's the dragon that we fought. The wink wink dragon. Wink wink.
Kneel before the ancient beast.
You're saying that we should work together.
And for the nodding animation, all I did was increase the speed of the floating animation. And it looks like a nod.
It couldn't have been her. Could it?
Careful what you wish for.
Lilac!
Lilac!
Guys! It's really you! You came back! Where have you been? How did you do that?
I didn't do it. This little fella did. It's okay, guys. This robot wasn't made by Brevin.
Really?
It's a long story, but the Magister believes us now. We have his full support.
Aw, yeah! That's
Oh yeah!
My friends, we have been blessed with the seal
Oh my gosh,
of the
so many
dragon.
soldiers.
We must heed its call and join together for the greater good.
Under my leadership.
You can't be serious. What can you tell us about the invaders?
Well, Brevin is a starship commander. He doesn't have as much experience fighting on the ground as you do.
Then we shall take the battle to the streets.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing that it's been that long. At the same time, it's awesome to be together celebrating such a wonderful game. Oh, yeah, I agree, Alex.
But we need to cross the snowfields without getting wasted.
We do have one advantage. Brevin wants the four of us dead, no matter what.
Oh, actually, Lilac is an indie pogo, and she has kind of like a special move that summons the Hollow Dragon and shoots like a giant laser. So yeah, I could imagine that being a Foul Smash.
If he sees us coming, we can distract him.
A diversion? Do you really think you can pull it off?
Remember all the times we distracted you?
Point taken.
What about the stone? How do we get it back?
I could modify one of my hacking devices to knock out power to the engine mainframe.
In my language,
Kill the power, get the stone back, right?
You got it. I hope this works. In case it doesn't, I need you to be prepared for what I might have to do.
It'll work. It has to. Would Brevin have left us alone if we hadn't tried to stop him?
He pulled that trick on you, huh?
But is it true?
Maybe, but I wouldn't trust him on it. Even if he did leave your people alone, it would only be a matter of time before his conquest affected your world.
You're right. We can't quit now.
Yeah, the calm before the final conflict. Yeah, and I love how at this point it's like, okay, remember that huge boss that you just defeated? Let's ride on it. And you can control the boss.
Give the order to your troops.
It's weird that if I had a nickel for any time in one of our games you got to play as a boss that you previously defeated that is absolutely massive, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't much, but it feels weird that it happened twice.
It will be done.
You ready, Carol? Ready to rock.
Find the commander and his pets and tear them to shreds. And leave the brains intact if possible. I might use them for something.
Mila, together.
Fire at will.
Let's show this green maniac how to save a planet!
Alright, so we've got a dash, we have a triple spread, and And we've got the laser. And something interesting is that as long as you're holding forward, you will move a bit faster. So the speedrun strat is to just hang out in one of the corners and like continuously dash in order to pick up speed. Yeah, like that. Nice. And then we fight Syntax in her crab form. Let's go! Since it is an abrupt change in gameplay, I would recommend making stuff like that not very difficult, just in case players can't acclimate to the new gameplay style. And that's what I did. I love the bleak tone that the stage's music sets. This stage is also kind of an example of why I think it might have been better if I had split all the levels into like two separate stages rather than having like one big level with two acts. Because this level is quite long. And both the mid-boss and the last boss are quite difficult. I love those twisty slides, the mini ice. It is possible to destroy that helicopter with one well-placed dragon boost, and you do get an achievement for it. Gotta get to work. Congrats on the 9 years. Thank you so much, Red Venerated Dank. Yeah, I'll have the VOD up later, just like you said. Oh no, the Absolution. The Absolution is the name of Revan's dropship, the one that kidnapped Torque. Okay, so it's basically a maze. Okay, so the gimmick here is that you have to hit these drills so that they go into the bomb blocks. if anything's gonna be a threat to this no death run, it's gonna be the Absolution and Brevin. Maybe Syntax and Dreadnought 1. Depending on how much I remember. Nice. You always want to run towards him if you got room for it. I remember the very first version of this boss, it was harder before we balanced it, but like, Dawn was helping me playtest, and she got so frustrated, like she sent me like a rant, like, how are children supposed to, first death of the run, never mind, rip, the dream is over. But yeah, she was like, how are kids supposed to beat this? But then I suggested that, like, okay, it's really late at night, maybe we should get some sleep first. And that's what we did, and on her first try in the morning, she beat it. Always remember to check your fatigue. Ah, no. Let's go! And I like the effect of like the spaceships in the background that are still fighting. I'm glad that I had the shmup section because then I could use that as like a cool background effect later. Okay, this way first. Okay. Nice. Extra life. Well, we only have 37, we need 38. Okay. Now... up here. Oh, dang it. No, thank you. Yeah, the troopers are quite relentless in this stage, so this time I am going to, like, skip them, if I can. Unless they're really, like, bunching up on me. Okay, going down here. No, thank you. Okay, those go through walls. Good to know. Okay. Yeah, I like this section too. Like, it's not a maze, but it doesn't look like it gives the illusion it's a maze despite being linear because of the way you have to use the switches to activate different routes. Of course, I figured I'd bring this guy back, which we haven't seen in since Dragon Valley. Like, this is the part of the game where I'm like, okay, I better start reusing stuff. Because it's got, you know, that it's like kind of inspired by Mega Man, and that's what Mega Man does to great effect. No, thank you. Ha ha ha! Gotcha. Nice. Come on. Alright. Main boss time. Oh, give me those.
It's such a shame that you chose the wrong side. Enjoy the last few minutes of your pathetic lives!
I didn't have enough meter, but you can attack him during his introduction.
How about this?
Well, first you have to get rid of his shield. Dang it. Thank you for the free health. What is this nonsense? Let's go! Alteration! That is true. There is a lot of nonsense. You'll need to be more specific.
Complete.
Let's go! Oh, okay.
Success!
The edge has saved us. Let's go! And we only died once. Yeah, what an edge case.
Spade!
I hate to disappoint you, but I'm just passing through. Have fun saving the world.
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I was scared. I didn't know what I was doing.
You still don't.
Attention, troops. Prepare for liftoff.
Listen, guys. I'll go in alone while you help the general take back the city.
Brainwash Dale has a very classic villain type personality. Yeah, he does.
It'll be easier this way, trust me.
But they'll have a harder time catching us if we stick together.
But that's what Brevin's expecting.
Really prefer Spade in Freedom Planet 2. Yeah, I really enjoyed fleshing out his personality a little bit better and showing like how he's like when he isn't furious about the death of his father. Because I think that's like the main reason that he's is the way he is in this game.
You're stuck with us, buddy, whether you like it or not.
As soon as you step foot into that dreadnought, you may never come out again.
Spade being a tryhard is more fun, yeah.
Are you ready to make that sacrifice?
You kind of get to see the dorky side of him.
Yeah, whatever. Let's go. We're wasting time.
Alright, here's the plan.
Dear no. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate that. You like the implication that this was an isolated incident for what was mentioned in Freedom Planet 2 regarding Spade? Yeah, I can see that. Alright, it's time for the finale. But first, we can get one roll of the dice, and we get a fire shield. Alright. Let's go! I really like how like Brevin's interference in all the stages in Final Dreadnought. I really love how that turned out. Oh, I missed a top stone. Oh well. No, thank you. Miss me. Give me the shield. I bet there's something up here. Nice. And I believe specifically for this stage, for these final stages, the music is not overridden with the one-up jingle. 9 years? Can't believe it's been that long. I know, Schwarzgeitz. Also welcome. Where does the time go? Oh, the airlock part. Yeah, I like how it drags the enemies down too. And you like pretty much have to get as much height as possible in order to like be safe. Come on, okay. Ow. Yes! Ooh, just what I needed. Oh gosh, it really hurts that I can't combo Dragon Boost into Cyclone. Come on. Oh, this part. Let's go. I remember when I was still like playtesting Freedom Planet back in the day. This boss I suffered the most deaths from for some reason. So I know that if I can beat this boss, then I can beat the rest of the game. Let's go! Huzzah! Let's go! Yep, it's not the normal victory tune anymore, because we are being dramatic. I would swap to Dark Spacey, but that would require me swapping the files around. That takes too long. Oh, cool! I speedrun this stage. Oh yeah, Mega Serpentine is also really difficult. But we are now in a kind of a labyrinth of a stage. It brings back the key cards, but like a little bit more involved. I like the effect on the computer screens here. I like how that turned out. Alright, 2 key cards. Now that specific box is used in speedruns. Like you bop it from underneath, and then they bop it all the way to the ceiling, and they're able to clip through the ceiling and skip like half the stage. And for the longest time, it was by far the most difficult trick in the run, and it came at the end of the game, and it was like a huge barrier to Freedom Planet 1 speedrunning, but there is now a more consistent trick to pull it off. I really wanted to patch it too, but like everyone was like, no, don't do that, because then speedrunners are just going to use older versions of the game that still have the glitch in place. So I was like, okay, fine. Thankfully, there is nothing like that so far in Freedom Planet 2 speedrunning. And thankfully, once again, there is a more consistent trick that doesn't break people's hands. Oops. Mila, thank you. And of course, Wood Shield protects from poison, so these things do nothing now. As long as we have the shield. No! Thank you. I'll just take the key card and run. Okay. Okay. Spooky! Thank you, Mila. Just what I needed. Oh, yeah, Alistar, welcome. Yes, I am the producer of this game, and its sequel, Freedom Planet 2. We're celebrating 9 years, which actually technically is tomorrow, but I want to play it today so I can play 2 tomorrow. Oh no, this part.
Oxygen.
How wicked of you, Brevin. We're just gonna have to, like, make a mad dash forward until we can get a water shield. Because that's the only way we're gonna be able to breathe. Come on. What the? Yes! Just in time. Happy anniversary, thank you. Yeah, as a now infamous saying from GDQ goes, in this section the oxygen turns off, which means you have the breath meter like you do underwater, but it depletes twice as fast for Lilac because Lilac can breathe twice as long underwater. Fun fact. Okay, I gotta be careful here. If you stand directly underneath them, you're safe. It's only when you're moving elsewhere that they present kind of a problem. She doesn't say tails, she says tail. What? Nice. Come on. Gotta be careful here. No! Okay, I need to get a water shield. Like, as soon as possible. Because, like, the enemy layouts aren't as difficult in this section. Oh yeah, Burma laughs if you die here. Like, the enemies aren't as much of a threat, but it's just avoiding getting hit and losing the shield that is the main challenge. Designs felt natural to you, just like the characters grown up. Yeah, that was our goal, so thank you. I really like their iterations in the second game too. And it also it represents a maturing not for just for the characters themselves, but for the series as well. Nice. Oh, am I gonna have to? Oh no, I can Dragon Boost. Let's go! Aha! Secret compartment with extra life. Okay. Like, the trick you're supposed to do here is go back down and then go back up after you destroyed the dudes. But we don't have time for that now because we don't have a water shield. There we go. Oxygen's back on. 1, 2, 3, 4 extra lives. You're gonna need them. Alright, let's see if I still remember this. You want to stay kinda close to him so you can tell what he's gonna do next. But you don't want to overextend yourself and use an attack that has a lot of lined up. Whoops! Also, you don't want to do that. Would not recommend dragon boosting in the direction opposite to the edge that you're on. Being in approximately the area around his head is probably the safest. So, if you're less experienced, I'd recommend just cycloning in his face. Generally staying there. The problem comes in his pinch mode, where he tries to actively move away from you. But just stay on his head. And then you should be fine. Well, let's go. Only 1 death. So, death count is 2 so far in this run. Yes, his eye is dangling. Yeah, Mila also very much, like, cheeses this boss, too, because he's very projectile heavy, and Mila, like, reflects projectiles like they're nothing. 2 extra lives, let's go! 1 more extra life. Woohoo! Death count is 3? Oh, right. Yeah, that part that we just ascended from is where the cutscene takes place earlier in the game. Like, it's literally where it takes place. I love this stage, too. It just flows extremely well. It's, like, so fast once you know where you're going. And you're just, like, constantly, like, outrunning enemies and everything. Like this? Okay. Oh, get down there.
Oh no! My ship is being infiltrated. Whatever shall I do? How about this?
Oh no!
Yeah, if you mess up and can't outrun the turret, there's usually places to take cover like this. Whoopsie, I want that. Oops. It might be fun to revisit some of the gimmicks in this game that were relatively undercooked. Like for example, a lot of the things that I only used in one specific section and then nowhere else. It'd be fun to remix them in different contexts. Especially in the context of a game that doesn't play like Freedom Planet. No, thank you. Get away from me, Stompy. No, 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 no. No! Thank you. Awesome. Low-key, one of my favorite, like, stages in terms of level design. This way? Okay, yeah. Oh no, this part. This part was originally going to have dialogue, but I ran out of time, so I was like, okay, I'll just do this wordless. Is 47 lives enough for the final boss? That's a good question. Is 47 lives enough for the final boss? No, Mila!
What the dog doing?
What the dog doing? She's fighting me. Even when she's a horrible monster, she's still dropping petals to help you. There we go. Mila! No!
Mila? Mila!
Is anyone, a part of you hoped in the Mila version of this stage was canon? Yeah. I mean, I can't remember mentioning this part in Freedom Planet 2. So, you know, maybe. Okay. Excuse me. I'm not sure if I agree with that design choice that I made there, having enemies that are likely to attack you quickly in a game where climbing up a ladder takes a bit of time. I think their attack is delayed enough that it shouldn't be a problem most of the time. But yeah, don't recommend trying that yourself. Also, this stage used to be a lot more tedious, but I nerfed it into kind of like an easier stage just because the final boss was so hard. And of course, that carried over into the sequel where the final boss is sectioned off into a different stage entirely. Oops. Okay, so here the teleporters are not helpful. You have to actively avoid them. No! Ah. There we go. No, thank you. Oh, this part. You gotta time it properly, or else that big laser will kill you in one hit, no matter how much life you have or shields. I'll get this over here. Why not? I think we could reach 49 lives by the time we reach the boss. So close. Oh, fire shield, nice. There we go. Well, close. Ow. Alright. It's Brevin time. Ooh, okay, I better take sippy. Would I say this game is darker than the second one? In some ways, yes. Like, very obvious tonal shifts, of course. The sequel doesn't have that. But the sequel also touches on deeper subjects, so they're dark in different ways, I would say. But I prefer the kind of darkness that's in the second game over the first one.
I have no use for forgiveness, especially from someone who puts my homeworld at risk for an oversized
Yeah, I had to truncate the especially because there wasn't enough room in the text box. Sorry about that.
I offer you one final chance. Leave now.
The sequel hits harder? Yeah. It hits pretty hard in some ways.
So be it.
Alright. Dropship Part 2. Whoopsie. I had this time at full life. Excuse me. Also, fun fact, the tubes in the background show the life bars of Brevin's faces. Oh, I should jump forward instead. Let's go! Fairy Dooney, welcome, welcome! Oh, I forgot that damaged you. Oops. You wanna crouch? go!
Your machines won't save you from the dragon you've unleashed. I will destroy everything you throw
Oh, no.
at me. I will make you pay for what you have done.
I'd like to see you try.
Oh, okay. So, as soon as the fight starts, you want a dragon boost. Because he will knife you, and it takes off like 2 full petals. It's okay if he throws you, because it doesn't do damage. Let's go! Woohoo! I still got it. I love the ending too, where she just lays into him with like more dragon boosts than he could ever do in the game. Let's go! Woohoo!
My stone! We have a new record! My stones! We have a new record!
Yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason for the torture scene in the Mila, just to make it that much more satisfying when you finally beat him.
We have a new record! We have a new record!
That's the most stones ever.
We have a new record!
And we found you're not 4 speedrunner. Let's go.
My stones! We have a new record! My stones! We have a new record! We
I
have
love the explosion effect too. Oh my gosh. We beat it in time too. It was about as long as I expected. She's alive! And that's no game over.
What the dog doing?
Success!
I'm sorry.
You weren't yourself. It's okay. It's okay. I couldn't save it. I couldn't even stop him from getting away.
Don't beat yourself up. Brevin didn't get the stone, and his army was destroyed with his ship.
Yeah, in Mila's version of that cutscene, if you're playing as her, it's Carol that ends up being unconscious instead. And she's like, nope, I'm dead. Bleh.
Thanks again for streaming this game, and for producing it too, obviously.
Sippy.
It's been such a pleasure getting to see this side of you these past few months on Twitch. Stay classy.
Thank you so much, Siffy. Yeah, this has been fun. I'm glad I did this with you all.
Thanks to you, our mission is complete.
Yeah.
What cost? How are we going to survive without any more energy?
Lilac, you might want to look up.
It's not destroyed? It must have changed form!
Call me impressed.
I love the way the spiral looks still. I have a soft spot for it. So much so that I copied the math code for it to use in the intro of Freedom Planet 2.
Realize that the Kingdom Stone was never fading, but changing in ways
What we did! Thank you so much for the 500 bits. Thank you, Luminous.
Acknowledging the error of their ways.
Thank you and the rest of the team for this wonderful creation less than 3.
Thank you, Beth Benny. Thank you so much. Thank you for the 100 bits.
Perhaps most troubling of all is that Lord Brevin, the monster who threw our world into chaos, is nowhere to be found.
You love the epilogue theme? You'd love to see it as an anime outro? It's funny you mentioned that because... Oh, Haz! Thank you for gifting a sub. Thank you, thank you. Hype train! Oh my god! Thank you all so much. But yeah, like... Fun fact. Dawn actually like came up with lyrics for that epilogue outro. But she never got the chance to like refine them because like we moved on to other things, but it was really cool.
Hey, we're buds. That's what buddies do.
Yeah, she wrote them. I can't remember if she actually recorded them though. I'll have to ask sometime.
Well, on behalf of the Coalition of Planets, you'll have our sincerest gratitude.
The lyrics, I can't remember the exact lyrics, but they were about like friends won't always be together forever because you know like life marches on, but they'll always be in our memories. Someone say Hype Train. Thank you for the viddies, Cat Claw and Spice Ariel.
Hype Train. 2200.
And then yeah. Thank you.
Come here, you.
I like how Carol wrote a Carol was here on this rocket ship.
So I guess this is it, huh?
I'm gonna miss you. Me too.
Well, who knows? I could be coming back sooner than you think. Until then.
Oh, don't ask her about it. I will. Like if I ask her about it and then like 20 other people ask her, then it's gonna be like kind of weird. So I'll just ask. Yeah, thumbs up.
See you around, spaceman.
See you around, spaceman. Like, I don't know why I put Gong in this scene.
Goodbye, Torque. Bye, Torque. See you soon.
It's just so random, but you know, he's gotta be there. Thank you, Zookeeper, for guarding. And of course, the credits gags. The Kingdom Sweet Gog is still headless. Oh, thank you for hydrate, Bella. Oh, thanks, Sippy.
Hey, you. Thanks for playing. You're the coolest.
No, you're the coolest, Andy. I didn't even bother to animate the shield on Gong. This game seems alright. Yeah, it seems pretty alright. Huh. Is that my brother? Edwin!
Thank you so much to you and your team, making one of my favorite games. Spacey 56 Heart.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Health Sword, for the 200 biddies. But yeah, overall, my impressions of this game are still like very positive. Like, I mean, I know I made it, but so much love was put into this project by everyone, and I will be forever grateful because working on this project legitimately changed my life for the better. Like it was difficult at the end, but it was hard in some spots, but we made it through. Yeah, and it's good credits music too. Oh, thank you, Alex. Thank you, I love you. Okay, let's see how we did in each stage. Nice. I don't think we died at all until Battle Glacier. This was your first Kickstarter experience, Shadowhog? Oh wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, like Kickstarter is it was a game changer. Oh yeah, Dreadnought 2, I lost 2 deaths or 1 death. Okay, so I died 4 times. But yeah, Kickstarter was a game changer. It can be very stressful. I'm not sure if I would do it again unless like I absolutely had everything in order. Like there were some things we had to improvise during our Kickstarter, but everyone was absolutely like the sweetest and very understanding. Huzzah! So that's Freedom Planet 1. And I'll be playing Freedom Planet 2 tomorrow. So that's gonna be an interesting experience. I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish the whole thing in one go though. We'll see. So let's hop over to chat for the rest of the stream. Thank you all so much for joining me on this. It was wild being able to revisit this because like I said before, the last time I played this was like 7 years ago.
Thank you, Spacey, for this amazing game. I'm so glad it changed your life for the better. It also changed mine for the better, and I'm looking forward to any future projects you produce.
Doggo, thank you so much. I'm glad to hear that. Like, not just other people's lives changed, but my own too. Real person says, sorry for the highlight command so much, but you need to say the things you need to say, like for better or worse. This game changed your life, even though you couldn't approach any Freedom Planet related content at all for roughly 7 years due to being emotionally overwhelmed. You don't know where you'd be without this game. Yeah, let's reminisce together on the chat screen. But yes, thank you so much. That's... Okay. Let me make sure that my game saved real quick. Okay, it's saved. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it still holds up pretty strong. Maybe not so much the story, because when I experienced the cutscenes again, all I saw were the things that we were able to improve in the sequel. But yeah, that's why classic mode exists, I suppose. But I'm definitely a lot more proud of the way that like the narrative turned out in Freedom Planet 2 to the point where I did not want to have a classic mode, or at least you'd have to beat the game once before you get it, because I wanted people to know that we had like the utmost confidence in the improvement of like the story stuff in the second game. And I've seen people I've like popped into a few streams where like the player was like, is this gonna be like Freedom Planet 1 where the story's not that good? And then they start playing it, and from the first few cutscenes they're like, okay, this is good. Yeah. I had a blast on this, thanks, Mighty. Story may be flawed, but it's very memorable. Yeah, I suppose that's the most important thing, Anne. Like, the flaws are very much apparent, but like there's so much passion behind the work that it doesn't really matter. It's not a deal breaker for people who enjoy it. Your relationship with Shallow GS says, my relationship with this game is funny, been on your radar for years before you finally gave it a try. Cue you're falling in love, getting it through yourself for your birthday and kind of being charmed from there. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you so much for your support. I think they work together well. 1 is like a fun but kind of messy adventure, and 2 is a much more mature, sober follow-up fitting the more grown-up characters. Yeah, it's kind of funny how that works out too, Nat. Like I said this earlier in the stream, but like a lot of lot of the stuff in the game in terms of like the girls' friendship was like pretty much just wish fulfillment on my part. Because back then I didn't really have any friends that I was like extremely close to the way that Lilac, Carol, and Mila were. So I kind of like injected my wishes into the characters in the story, and come Freedom Planet 2, that wish came true to the point where we were more comfortable like going in like a different narrative direction that is like more mature, I suppose. But yeah, I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't work on this game, so all things considered, I'm glad I did. Was I Mila in this scenario? I don't think so. I think I was more of a Lilac girl. Still wish Spade changed his ways in FP2. Yeah, like, it takes him a while, but I think he'll get there. You picked up Mila as a gag since your friend who got into it didn't like you using her and you fell in love? Yeah. Your hands were never the same. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, that's one of the things that we definitely wanted to fix in the sequel. Like, Carol and Mila are like very low tier compared to Lilac in the sense that the stages were not really designed around their abilities. But we totally overhauled their movesets for the sequel in the best way, and I'm so grateful for the help of like all of our programmers and designers for helping me with that. Your argument regarding the tone stuff in Freedom Planet 1 is that life in general is full of moments like that. One moment you are having the time of your life, and the next moment you find out a family member died. Yeah, I suppose that's a macabre way of looking at it. And I guess maybe that's the reason why it still works, why still people love the story despite the tonal shifts. Because it's still kind of, in a way, relatable, even though, like, obviously there aren't space aliens in real life threatening to murder our entire being, but you know, tonal shifts can be a part of life itself. You played as Mila a lot during the alpha phases? Nice! Yeah, life is like that sometimes. Of course, like nowadays, if I were to write a story that had similar tonal shifts, I would probably like smooth things over like better, like more, in terms of like the bad thing happens, but then like more time is spent kind of like getting the player back into kind of like a safe area of thinking. Your hope is that someone from Sega can play this game? Your biggest critique with the combat in Frontiers is that it didn't feel like FP's combat system, where FP blends combat with platforming. Well, I really have to give the Frontiers team credit because, like, I think they did the best that they could with the formula that they had. I really can't think of a game that does it better. And also allows the character to move that fast in, like, a traditional platforming context. It's like comparing apples and oranges, you know? So I wouldn't say that Freedom Planet's combat system would necessarily benefit a game like that. Like, I would definitely approach like a game of that style in 3D a lot differently than I would approach it in 2D. A delicious transition. Yeah. You got your Steam copy of Freedom Planet 1 from an internet friend way back in 2015. And you bought FP2 on day one. Amongst the FP games are amongst your favorites, so thanks for you and Galaxy Trails Team Extra. Thank you, Italian Gamer. Thank you so much. I'm so glad. Thank you for your support. Frontiers is a good proof of concept, but it needs revisions. Yeah, I heard something about how their how the team has expressed interest in expanding on the Frontiers formula. So I have a feeling that they're going to do that, and then we're going to look back on Frontiers as a sort of like beta version of whatever comes next. I hope they experiment with different playable characters, because I'd love to play as Tails in a more like exploratory game like that. Spark figured out 3D Sonic. Oh yeah, I've heard that's one of the reasons I want to play Spark at some point. Well, I'll play when I feel like it, but I've heard very good things about the way it handles 3D. You bought FE2 immediately, thank you. I feel like our publisher is going to put in a lot more legwork to actually promote Freedom Planet 2 this time. And to actually like let people know that it actually exists, because that was one of the problems with Freedom Planet 2's launch, is that people still don't know it exists. I've heard people actually say that they didn't even know it was being worked on all these years. But that's the downside of having an indie studio with absolutely no marketing budget. But I feel like at some point maybe we should spend money on marketing stuff. I don't know. In a way, we're kind of doing that by working with a publisher on that. I'm very excited. Excited for Sonic's future. Seems things are looking pretty positive at the moment. I know, right, Nat? Sonic fans have been eating so good lately with Frontiers and the Frontiers DLC and with Sonic Superstars coming. And with, like, Sonic Prime. Oh my gosh, and with the upcoming Knuckles show, which is happening in a couple months. This year has been a fantastic year to be a Sonic fan. I am so happy to be one. All your friends know it exists because you love to share it with them. Thank you, Alex. When Freedom Planet 2 released, it was a big surprise for you. Nice! Nice. Origins Plus is also good. Oh yeah, Origins Plus too. Oh my gosh, there's so much Sonic stuff that I can't even remember it all. Yeah, I want to play Origins. I want to play Amy in Origins sometime too. See how she feels compared to the main trio. Hope Sonic Team makes a great Sonic game, as long as Sega doesn't mismanage the Sonic. Yeah, Sonic Team has made plenty of great Sonic games in the past, so I have pretty good confidence in All Stars from what I've seen. I can't wait to play like through Parsec with friends, like the co-op mode. With my FP2 playthrough, but that being classic mode, I don't know yet. I guess I could, and then just like get through the first half of the game tomorrow, and then do the second half some other time. Yeah, real person. The funny you mentioned that, like, I know people who don't like Sonic, but they like Freedom Planet, and I take that as a good sign that the games aren't really comparable in the traditional sense. Like that's a good sign because it means that we did something different and unique. Yeah, I could play all the way up to Palace Courtyard tomorrow. And then if I end up finishing early, then we can just do a chatty batty afterwards. Filthy Techno, you're asking what the inspiration was when designing Brevin. Funny you mentioned that. Before my official debut as a VTuber, like back when I first had my beta tele model, I had a stream where I discussed Brevin's origins. It should be up on my YouTube page as a VOD. So if you want to see that, then it's pretty interesting. There's quite a few inspirations mashed into one. It shows its inspiration, but you still think it stands out on its own. It's like an evolution of all those classic games. Yeah. I've said it in the past, like, it's kind of like Freedom Planet was imagined as a fusion between Sonic, Mega Man, and Gunstar Heroes, and I believe we have succeeded in that regard, fusing them together into something wholly unique. Especially by the time Freedom Planet 2 came around, we knew, like, what direction we wanted to go in, and I feel like 2 is when we, like, formed our own unique identity, like, for realsies. There were snippets of it in the first game, but we went into overdrive in the second one. Yeah, Brevin is much older than Freedom Planet. If Did You Know Gaming were to do a Freedom Planet video, would I love to be a special guest? I would. Have they done that before, where they invite one of the developers of the series that they cover? I'd love to do that. You got a secret bonus point? Being awesome bat? Thank you, Shadow Lugia. But yeah, it would be really cool if they reached out like that. It'd also be cool if I could end up being like a special guest on like it'd be cool if my game was played by like corporate VTubers and they actually like invited me on to talk about it. I've never seen it done before though, so I don't have my hopes up. Also, like the big corporate VTuber companies, they have to ask permission from the game developers in order to stream the games because of how copyright law works in Japan. So I'm always prepared to receive one of those emails where they ask me for permission. Like, as far as I can tell, it's not something that I can approach them about. They have to approach me. Oh, wait. Prison Project played Freedom Planet? I did not know this. Nice. That's really cool to hear, Lancelot. You would love Beta 64 to make an episode on Freedom Planet? Nice. Alright, so my voice is absolutely shot. I don't know if it is apparent, but let me see if there's somebody I can raid and then we can wrap up for today. Let me see. Oh, Yomi's online. She's a really cool, like, mad scientist VTuber that I met a few days ago. And, like, I love her, like, her vibe, her, like, personality and stuff, and, like, she puts, like, so much work into the presentation of her streams. So let's raid Yomi. How do you spell? Okay, Yomi Quinley. Okay. She's gonna be taken aback by this since we got a lot of people, but please support her, and I shall see you all tomorrow when I play Freedom Planet 2. Thank you all so much for joining me on this trip down memory lane, and thank you all to everyone who has supported our games now and always. You will always be in my heart, and of course everyone who helped me work on Freedom Planet 1 and 2 to make those games a reality. The team definitely made my dream come true. And you all, of course, like in the aftermath. Like, you are the reason Freedom Planet 2 even exists. And Freedom Planet 1, for that matter. I love you all. Thank you so much. That's a wrap. Bye.